Oh my gosh, I have 5252.
All right, and we are live.
Welcome, Cam Fam, to me just moving my arms around, flailing it. Thank you for joining us for another installment of EverMore with EverLore. I'm your host, Uriah, aka Vandra/Jade, and we are super stoked to get you guys going on this session. However, I would like for you guys to go ahead and check us out on our social media, our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at EverLore Game. We love to talk to you guys, love the feedback, and we love the conversation. So be sure to follow us on there. Also, check us out on ManChildLTD.com. We got some awesome things in store for you there. Awesome merch, some books, and other things like that. So if you guys want to go there, be sure to check that out. Check us out on YouTube, ManChild Ltd, where we post videos, some of our streams, and also videos about the game. So if you have some questions, we might have a video up about it. But if not, then go ahead and follow us on our social media and just contact us directly. We love to talk to y'all again. Alrighty. I think that covers all of the things, because if you're watching this now, you're watching us on our Twitch. But for the YouTube viewers, twitch.tv/EverLore Game. It's on Sundays, 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to check that out as well.
On the way.
Now,
All right. Hey, Cam Fam. Hello.
Cam Fam. Yeah, say hi to Cam Fam, everybody.
Howdy, Cam Fam.
As you
How
can
we feeling?
see, we're missing a couple of people. Now, the renowned archer is a little, he's a little scrubby. Renowned, but we do have the defender on the way, so they'll be joining us pretty shortly. Before we jump into the recap like we normally do, we have some people rolling. Interestingly enough, the defender is not here to roll, but I am, and I reached 900. So Cam Fam, I'm about to make Vandra pretty beefy.
So now, what does it mean when you're rolling? You're progressing your character, but what is that?
Well, actually, I will let someone for EP go ahead. Okay, Caleb, go ahead.
So, wait, are you at 900?
I'm at 900.
Okay, so you're at an odd number.
Mm-hmm.
So, every time your character reaches another 100 EP, as a symbol of growth, you get to roll a D6, 2D6, and a D8.
Okay, you caught yourself.
Yeah.
So the D8 will go to your vitality, because your character is getting more fortified, and the two D8s, you get to choose one to go to vestment and the attack bonuses.
All right, nice.
ADW and RAB.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. And then, so that's every 100, and then every 200. So at 200, 400, 600, 800, you get to choose a persona benefit, and that goes on for a while, until how many?
So you reach 5 out of each category.
So you get 5 from each category.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get those as just skills that your character has been picking up through his experiences.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, I'll give you one.
Yes, you
for
can read
that.
now.
Yeah. Okay, that was a pretty decent explanation. So yeah, like he said, I have to roll 2 D6s and a D8. And I won't jip Cam Fam since I'm LMing. I have my own dice tray over here. But I won't jip you guys from seeing it. So I'm going to go over there and roll.
You want to go ahead and clear the dice out of there? And
Absolutely.
I will take this one, though.
Sorry, we have a lot of cool dice in here. I'm going to set them all down for a moment.
Just shove some across.
Now, Cam Fam, I've been getting some high vitality rolls, but I've been trying to get some better. Let's see.
yeah.
Let's get some high energy going.
He got a 1 for his D6, a 5 for his D6, and a 3 for his D8.
You got a 6.
That's no. Just out of curiosity. Okay, so that wouldn't have been much better. All right, Cam Fam. So I got a 3 for my vitality. I got to decide whether or not I'm putting the 5 to my vestment or the 1 to my vestment.
Okay, in my professional opinion, 5 should go to vestment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it depends on your vitality. What's your vitality?
My vitality is 84. It'll be 87.
And your investment's pretty low, actually.
My investment is garbage
Yeah, so
right
you
now.
should
What's your
put
investment?
into investment.
My investment without any help is 61.
Yeah.
61?
Yeah.
That's a little low.
Yeah, it is really low.
Comparison,
Camp,
mine's
man.
63, but I'm also
So now my investment is about to be 66, Camp.
Well, my investment is
Over
59,
100,
so
Okay, who's
I'm
moving?
proud.
No, that's me.
Actually,
Erasing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Camp
Like a
fam.
minor earthquake over here.
Oh, sorry, kid.
It's like, what's going on?
Oh, man. Okay, so I have. Dang. What was my base? Well, I'm just doing some maths real quick. While I'm doing that, Cam fam, we'll let these guys take a stab at some EP. Who wants to go ahead and attempt a recap?
I'll go for it. Yeah.
I'm in.
yes, sir.
All right, all three. So I'll roll a d6.
Okay, actually take
It'll be
this
1, 2 for Bloodstar, 3, 4 for Kaliff, and 5, 6 for Matatopa. Go ahead and roll that d6 that's already in there. Then.
Absolutely. It's a 2.
That's you,
Yes,
Bloodstar.
it is.
So.
You the first or you last. There's never in between.
So, last time on EverLore. So, we had just finished the last session before it with a cliffhanger. Wahuru was fighting a gang of no
You don't sound too sure.
entities. And so we were fighting these entities, and Belac and Chaluk'Sen had come from the back and were flanking them. Then basically everyone else was just rushing them. So that was happening, and it was a fight. It was a fight. I wasn't actually there for the beginning, so I have no idea what happened. Yeah, so they were fighting, and then I came from upstairs because I had a headache, and then immediately Kaliff rolls double 12s and dominate and just destroys.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he also had cast Rage on
Yeah. Yeah. he
Vandra and
Mhm.
Stitch,
Yeah.
and they weren't very happy about it because
We
then they
were-
can't. Because part of the effect of Rage means you can't cast spells,
Yeah.
and so that's not great.
Probably left us enraged.
Probably.
Yeah, we were fighting. We were fighting, and then a bunch of spiders started showing up everywhere. And so yeah, people were just getting taken over by spiders and like consumed almost, engulfed in spiders, and they couldn't move. And then they got away.
They couldn't move, and then they got away.
Was Kaliff? No. Rastilian had them on his legs and then got away. And then Belac, Chaluk'Sen was completely covered. Like you couldn't see her fur or anything. Like just coated in them. And Belac, he tried to get him off, but couldn't. And then he tried reasoning with them, and they just said no. And then so he got some
All right, let's
he
go
got
ahead
some
and,
cooking supplies and threw them on him and killed the spiders. And then Chaluk'Sen's free. And then there was a big spider with a green thing on the back, like a Black Widow, but it's green. Then they jumped on it.
time.
All right.
All right. Let's go ahead and roll that again.
Absolutely. I was about to roll now.
That's pretty okay.
6.
Well, that's Matatopa.
All right.
Yeah.
So we were fighting Zrill, and we were doing all right with them. There were a lot of smaller sort of Zrill, and then a couple of bigger ones. Matatopa was getting his licks in and all that stuff, and everybody was doing some stuff. Then when the spiders came, I guess we found what my son fears the most, because he just left us high and dry
for
by
real.
going to a different plane of existence, and so left us to try to face this creature on our own. So
didn't he die like almost die twice?
Ah,
But these spiders
yeah.
were the ones
I'm
that
just saying, it's all right,
protected.
Matatopa talked to him.
Yeah.
So the big spider came in, great spider, and Matatopa got on top of it by riding through the shadows and was trying to hit it. Really wasn't having much luck.
No.
And tried a bunch of spells, which didn't work either. But funnily enough, oddly enough, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Stitch was like hammering home at this thing.
Mhm.
I mean, he must have hit it like 5 or 6 times. ManChild was not jealous.
Renowned.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, something. You know.
Renowned. That's what it is.
But so that's where we're at. It started to sort of suck in all the millions of spiders that were around it, and that was it.
All right. Let's see if the dice choose Anthony. Hey, it rolled a 4.
Nice.
All right, so it's my turn. No. Go ahead.
All right. So we had a lot going on last time. We were getting attacked by Zrill. The party seemed a little bit scattered. We had Stitch. I can't say Vandra for some reason. Stitch, Vandra, and Kaliff were on one end. Monotopa was in the middle of the thick of it all, and the halflings were over towards the enemy side. So we had sort of like a flanking situation going on. Stitch was hitting some really solid shots. He and his shadow clone would fire a shot, and they would both cross in the target's head. It was super sick. Rastilian rolled a Lore's Folly that caused his weapon to have a -3 against all enemies except for halflings or Zrill. And, Kaliff might have got a little surrounded, spiders encompassing his legs. And out of fear, he retreated into the spirit realm in fear of his safety.
It's just like way more dangerous.
Well, I mean, until I just warp back.
Let's be honest, he's just scared of spiders.
He's just scared.
We're not gonna talk about it. Anyway, Kaliff got a pretty sick Vandor's Delight. He hit an enemy so hard there was a tumor on his body and he fell over. It was kind of nice. He tried to cast. I believe it was
not.
okay. It wasn't nice, but Kaliff did it, so it's cool. So he casted Static Shock to try and get some of the spiders off, but they just must have had an insane magic resistance because they were not coming off, just not at all. So while Kaliff was in the spirit realm, the party was going ham on this big spider until eventually it makes this noise. I believe it shouted or something, and all of the other spiders sort of assimilated onto this large spider.
All right. Yeah, I guess that was solid. I'll give.
I have to go for what everybody else is.
Let's see. You did go first. I think you
I
have
did cover
decent
some
knowledge,
things.
so I'll give you. Normally, I give you 2, but you'll get the
I
bonus
forgot about something.
of 1,
Ah,
so that'll be
The
3.
acid wall.
Thank you.
Monotopa, you had some decent info. I'll give you 2.
All right.
Kaliff, you had some info. I'll give you 1.
Thank you.
There's little things that were kind of, but okay.
I
All right.
remember who things happened to, but I don't remember what happened to them.
Yes.
So,
Well,
like,
you got to take some
That's-
better
yeah.
notes.
actually, I didn't take
Get
any
this
notes.
EP, Cam
But
fam.
based on purely my memory.
Well, there you go. So we'll start right where we left off. I think I'm buying just enough time for the defender to come through.
The defender has
Yes.
arrived.
Yes.
You're mighty again.
Defender might be able to. Well, no, he won't be able to recap. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't say he would.
He has to go get his wonderful
you gotta get his character.
character sheet and all that stuff.
Yeah, the weakest of what.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, there's like a chain on Wahuru. You just have to pull on it.
There you go. Says the one who ran away. Now,
Yeah. Well,
Spiders are a fierce foe.
I'm sorry.
so where we left off,
By the way,
I
they
believe
weren't gonna
the
fight
rest of
me.
Wahuru, the brave and
Right,
strong
yes.
members of Wahuru,
The battle hardened.
Yeah, they were either on top of the spider or near the great spider, the giant spider, and I believe it was the giant spider's turn that we left off at, and we were on 4. Here we go. So this is about to be the bottom after its turn. Everybody, yes, it's the top now, but after it was the. So everyone roll magic resistance for me.
Including me or no?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Oh no, not you. No.
Yeah.
rolling magic resistance.
You want to go ahead and roll it in the...
Yep. What is it? 11. Yes,
You got
sir.
You got an 11.
Oh, I got an 11.
My magic
All right.
resistance
Yeah, but what is
is
it?
not
What is
great.
it? What's the number?
50.
Woo!
There you go.
46.
That's
There you go.
intense. I have maybe half of that.
Go
Interestingly,
ahead and roll up there, sir.
Oh yeah, you right in time to roll magic resistance.
Oh,
Yeah.
Post
Keep it there.
That's fine. But go ahead and roll. 4.
Okay. What's your total?
I think it's 28.
All right. With
Is it
that,
nice?
yeah.
30.
Okay. With that, we all see what appears to be webbing that is just like wrapping around us. And
That's why I'm not there.
as that is happening, it starts to harden, like sort of like crystallizes into just this very jagged ivory shell,
Turn around.
and it's starting to grow around us. And Matopa, you are the only one who's able to move slightly for this next half of turn.
All right.
I smoke that.
I am
Teleport?
going to take one final swipe at it to try to like do it in.
Okay, that
Um,
swipe will be at a -6.
Minus
Hey,
6.
get it.
You're
12.
fighting.
Oh,
you're
crap.
fighting the.
Do the 12.
Okay. I am going to roll my naturism
Okay.
to sort of impart my will into my weapon.
Okay.
And as I say, join me in defeating this violent foe. I'm gonna so you wanna roll that for me and see what we get.
Yeah, we are awfully violent.
8.
8. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
So you
So
missed.
really you rolled a 2.
crap.
Uh,
Oh, and that's right. Most of the buffs have been off, so
yeah.
that's
Well, you still have
65. Huh?
You still have the buffs because he casted pound for pound on you again,
Yeah.
so it's lasting longer.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
stat.
that's right. That did come at the end.
Big shot.
So that's 67.
Okay.
68. 68.
Okay. So you just go ahead, and as you sort of impart your will, you see just like something closing in across your face that's very like white and ivory shell that closes your face as you just do that, and now you're stuck.
Ah!
As that happens, the rest of us will be covered up to our neck, and we'll hear Stitch say out loud, "Who's there?"
So I am going to turn to something small that can fly really fast. I don't know.
We tend to do that a lot.
Yeah, we got a sticky situation.
You're
Hey, literally sticky.
Get it?
Ha!
Anyways, I don't know. Like, fly.
Okay, what are you turning into?
I'm gonna turn into like a fly and just like.
Okay, so you turn into a fly and find that you are stuck in the webbing.
yeah. You turn into a fly in webbing.
Yeah.
No,
That wasn't very smart right there, but
wasn't it like around us?
No, it was around and then it started hardening, but it was already on.
Yeah.
And it should.
So I
Because it
guess
should be like a shell.
well,
it
the
was already
best,
touching
the
your
best,
skin.
the
And-
best way to describe it
So
is that the
okay.
inside is webbing, and as it hardened, the outside became the shell.
Well, yeah.
So
but
you're
I
still
shouldn't-
stuck in the
I think what
the
he's
weapon.
trying to say is because he turned into a fly, the shape that was like his halfling
should've
body.
But it's
Got it.
still touching you.
Yeah, so
That's
as
what
you're
I'm saying, so
changing,
you
it's
change,
changing with you.
So what physical form stays?
Think about
As I
this.
transform.
If you're touching this and you transform to something smaller,
Well, not
It's
necessarily.
still
It would,
touching
no,
it.
it would
Necessarily.
transform to this. It would transform the whole mass.
but it was
area.
around.
Look,
This
what would
whole
happen?
thing.
Yeah, but if it sits
is-
on his feet, it would collapse to his center of gravity.
Yeah, I would
which would
shrink
be his
and-
feet.
Side.
If it's still touching his
So then
body,
it
if he changes
Then
his
It's
size-
roll
still
me,
touching you.
roll
if he
me
changes
a
size and
Fam,
normally
fam,
he
what are we
condenses
doing
in the
here?
middle,
I'm
roll
just
me
saying.
roll me
So,
So
Proteus.
yeah, you can say that, but you can't use the excuse of this because that is just is incorrect.
What's that?
That's a 6.
26.
Okay, so you've been changing into small things for a while. However, you did not change in the middle of this casing that you're in with that. You just changed because you were thinking, I need to get out of here. So you were still connected to the casing.
Yep.
I'm gonna turn back to me.
Actually roll to see if you can.
Okay.
Dice time, baby.
Thank you.
You're so very welcome. I'm going to roll a 5. That's disgraceful to me.
That was a your magical aptitude.
Okay. 28.
So as you're rolling, as you're changing, you find that you're getting more stuck than you were originally.
Fine.
Like you can't even fit the casing as it were.
Mm.
You're like your shoulders where your leg was in the casing, and like you're just stuck and like
So
this.
you're not having fun.
I mean, that's fine. It's not like I can move either way.
And you'll
So.
take 2 points of damage as things are being pulled out of socket and whatnot.
That's the only damage I've taken this whole fight.
Well, there you go. Okay. It is now the bottom. And so Stitch will say,
You're not gonna turn.
all right, well, you were encased. The only person that could move was,
Could try teleport.
you want to try?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, we don't really have turns anymore, do we?
Go ahead and try to
No.
teleport.
And exactly
Just
11
teleport into
turns.
midair.
May I return?
Okay. You are mid-air and dropping.
Why are these dropping?
How far in the air are you?
I don't know, above the spiders. No, there weren't any more spiders, right?
There's a bunch of spiders.
I thought they all left up that bed.
They were getting sucked up. They are getting sucked up, but there's a bunch.
I'm like 10 feet.
10 feet? Okay, then you only take 5 points of damage as you fall into the ground.
Damage.
Because as you teleported into the air, much like the gear that comes with you, this was attached, and it's not a living thing. So you were just stuck, and the shell is
You
not
still got
flying.
flies.
Wait, so I can bring non-living stuff with me?
Well, I mean, your gear teleports with you when you teleport, right?
Because I'm holding on to it.
And this is holding on to you, and it's not a living thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your clothes go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it does make sense.
And so it just drops
But
with you.
shouldn't he still be able to fly?
It drops. It's heavy. It's too heavy.
Okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's heavy casing, guys. I don't know. All
All
right.
That's why I'm not there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's
No,
why.
that's because you're a wuss.
Yeah, I think that's more along the line.
Can I? I'm going to try to talk. Stitch, what are you talking about?
I hear a voice. It's talking to me. I don't know who it is, and I'm scared to respond.
So respond.
Any suggestions?
I said respond.
Vandra
Be louder
is
for the
going.
campaign.
Respond.
Okay.
Hearing
Vandra's going to try and break out of his casing,
Extra fry.
and he is very much stuck as he is just, and he cannot.
Lord Master. In
Yes.
7 turns, may I return, or whatever that would be equivalent to? Because I don't want to stay in the spirit realm forever. I know it's the underworld spirit realm. Or
Turns is
underworld
like a
spirit
minute.
Okay. If that's what it is, then
You
yeah.
can return
I
every
just-
time you want to return.
I mean, I know it's just like I don't want to like come in right after the bad guy is gone because Kaliff realistically wouldn't know like when to come back.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
I mean, yeah, if you want to actually roll me a d4.
That's gonna be how many vitality I lose in 10. Spirit, 2.
Okay. So with that, yeah, Stitch, or I'm sorry, Vandra tried to break and he just cannot. And he'll say to the spider, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Save your strength, Vandra.
Vandra's just sweating profusely as he cannot get out. And Stitch goes, I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna talk to my goddess. As he does that, you guys will notice that he is encased all the way up to his head as well. And he will just look up. Okay. And he'll say, my dear goddess, Danu, I seek assistance at this time. Please guide me. That's what he says. Please guide me. I don't know what I should do. Should I listen to the voice? And as he says that, he will go, I see. I'll try. And so as he says that, we'll hear Stitch speak in a language that we do not understand. And the spider will begin speaking in that language.
Hey, wait, I have a question.
Yeah?
So you said my shoulders were my legs were, right?
Yeah, like you're all like out of whack in the casing.
If my shoulder's there, then I should be upside down. Which means kick forward hard enough, I should be able to get under my feet.
Try.
Would that be prowess?
That is prowess.
3.
I've been wrong.
What's your number?
21?
You did not kick hard enough. I'm sorry.
18?
Yeah.
Anthony, raise that camera just a little bit.
Alrighty.
Yours is like 76.
Isn't that what your self is? So
Actually,
anyway.
that's a little lower.
So yeah.
Yeah, that should be. Nope.
No, that looks.
Okay.
I mean, that looks
Yeah,
solid. Just a little bit higher.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, campaign. We're just trying to get this
Try
right.
to make
for
sure
you.
y'all can see these rolls. Okay. So they start
Not too high, 'cause then it
speaking.
won't zoom in on the actual
Yeah.
dice.
There you go.
I'm trying to get it to do, but it's weird.
All right, you're good. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfectly centered.
This does.
Because he's
You're like,
You wanna
what are
keep
you
going?
doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep
He's
going.
changing it first.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going
That's what
on?
I'm saying.
All right. Anyway, the
Oh, I
spirit realm.
realized what's happening.
So, as they're speaking, Vandra will say,
All right.
So perfect.
"You coward! Come over here and fight me! I was this close to killing you!"
Vandra, you barely hit it. Just conserve your energy. And then Mage, I'm going to say, look for a time to attack.
And then Vandra will just like, fine. Well, you can hear in Mage where you're saying.
Baby.
But Vandra was talking to the Great Spider in Mud.
It's on.
And then,
It's on.
yeah, but when we were talking, in
Yeah, I
Mud,
heard
we could
that.
hardly- yeah. And so with that, Vandra, in a weird show, sort of admits temporary defeat.
Lost, of course.
Baby.
He hasn't lost
Yeah,
yet.
man.
And this is all going on while Stitch and it are talking. As that happens, everyone roll insight.
Not me.
Yeah, not you.
No.
Oh, actually, you appear.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, you're covered in spiders.
Covered in spiders.
Like, still. You're right where you were.
That's so gross.
And the spiders are starting to be sort of go back.
39.
They're leaving.
39. Yeah, they're leaving.
40.
Okay.
Is it nighttime?
It is nighttime.
Okay, then 41.
It is 31 for me.
So they didn't leave where they were, just like leaving an invisible face around my legs.
It's not invisible.
No, I mean like they were wrapped around where my form was, so when I teleport back, they're exactly there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's stinky.
They just
They just chilled right there.
stayed there.
But they are now being they're now leaving. But you find that what is around you is like a bunch of webs
Yeah.
from where the spiders were, and so your
There
legs
you
still cannot move.
My legs cannot move. Can I move the rest of my body, or is it just
Yeah,
my legs?
you can move the rest of your body, but your legs are stuck.
That's
Right.
pretty strong.
And now your camera.
Yeah, no, that is pretty insanely
Yeah,
strong.
No, I'm fucking
Very-
confused, Kaliff.
Very many webs.
Can I
So
try and like flex my body to try and like break the web a little bit?
yeah,
Okay, that'll be props, right?
yep,
Okay.
neato.
One. That'll be a 30.
Yeah.
No, we're
No.
rolling.
I don't want to rain on your parade, but it's not moving. So yeah, you are stuck there, and with your insight roll, you'll now see Wahuru encased in something that seems worse and thicker than what you are stuck in.
Oh.
And it also seems that Stitch is speaking some language that you've heard before, but you don't know what he's saying. With what appears to be a giant spider.
Can I try and ask the spirits for like a translator?
Sure.
All right.
You literally just left this bear room.
No, I'm
And
not
now
going
you're
back into the
asking
spirit
him.
realm.
I need help again.
You literally just left from there, and now you're talking to him again.
It's like when you leave
Make up your
someone's
mind.
house and then you knock on the door again and be like, "Hey."
It's not like that.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Spirits, can you please translate this conversation for me? It seems to be of utmost importance. And I'm gonna roll 7. Woohoo! 30.
You left their
No,
house.
it would be 30, but it's actually 34.
Okay.
You left their house and then called.
With that, you will you'll feel a familiar hand on your shoulder, and he'll say, "Brother, what is it that ails you?"
Kaliff, it's great to see you in such a time. Currently, we're trapped by a giant enemy spider, and Stitch is currently conversing with it. It has us trapped and we can't move. I need to know what this conversation is about, so I know what to do accordingly.
Oh, I see. Well, that's interesting.
Stitch, what are you saying?
It seems that they're
Myself will
speaking
yell out.
a language, and then Stitch will say, "Well, apparently, she wants me to help her with something going on in the cave."
Who is she?
You gotta let me in.
Let me ask. And then Stitch will say something in that language, and he will say, "I believe her name is Coraznid."
Ooh.
You want it spelled C-O-R.
Coraznid?
Yeah. C-O-R-A-Z-N-I-D.
And that's the spider.
Yes, that is what she says. And then all of us with our insight roll will see what appears to be some sort of gem embedded in the forehead of the spider. And it's like red, but not like fire hydrant red or fire engine red. It's a very deep, one might even say blood red.
Bloodstar.
I spelled spider wrong.
You spelled spider wrong.
Trying to type under the book, and it's difficult.
Yeah.
Imagine not taking 3 typing classes in middle school.
Imagine taking typing classes. And
So I didn't have a
Right.
choice.
So anyway,
What is this Coraznid or whatever asking
She says that we have a choice. Okay. She said she's either gonna kill us and she's gonna feed us to her children,
I like not dying.
or we have to fight someone. We're supposed to defeat something that's causing a bunch of trouble in her tunnels.
Why
Stitch.
can't she just
What?
do it? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
what I was
say, why
wondering,
can't she
yeah.
do it if
It
she's
doesn't
this
matter
strong?
if she already has us trapped. Yes, I mean the options are us die or us
die.
potentially die, but at least we can die later.
Okay, can I try and do
Vandra's
the
gonna say, I refuse to die here.
Can I try and do the kick again?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to do a thing.
Okay. You can try kicking. As we are talking, Kaliff will say to you, I'm not particularly versed in this language. I can only pick up a few things like help and foe and tunnels.
27.
strange.
27. So you kick harder, but no.
Yeah.
Stitch, what is this foe?
We'll do it.
I know we're going to do it. I just want to know what we can learn
We can
about this
ask
foe.
after we're not encapsulated in hard.
Either way it
stuff.
goes, I'm going to ask.
Yes, I might as well ask them for free than waste our time now.
I'm literally upside down right now. I want to get out of here. Hurry
The blood's
up.
not really flowing to your head. You can move it wherever you want.
That is true.
That's so
That is so
funny.
true. You're fine. It's
Like you
true.
will never have sickle
You're-
cell anemia.
Chilling.
So, what is the foe? Or who is the foe?
I'll ask again. I'm not sure. So then he starts talking, and you'll pick up what and foe, and you'll pick up northeast and tunnel, and your conversation, like what Kaliff can give to you, and then he'll say, "I'm not sure, but it appears that whatever it is in a tunnel northeast from here. So sort of the direction we were going."
Okay. Well, let us go.
I can tell her that we'll do it if we're all gonna do it.
I'm willing to do so.
I mean, the options are die or not die.
I mean, I'm cool. I was talking to my goddess, so
Yeah.
Kaliff, do you happen to know what foe would lie in the tunnel she's speaking of?
give me 1 second.
Nice roll.
And well, yeah, that's what he was. So Kaliff is like, it seems that I can't gather much. Something is blocking me from. It's limiting my mobility here.
I try and turn into blood.
Strange.
Like straight blood, like
Yeah, just like turn my
completely-
body into blood.
Yeah, you can try.
I didn't do it.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what Kaliff says to you.
You don't think you could be the same sort of blocking as the giant spirit skull, do you?
I'm not sure. There are many, well, not many, but there are quite a few ways that someone could try and stop spirits from being able to be, but it does feel similar.
Of course. I will relay this to Manitoba. Thank you very much, Kaliff. I'm running on Solomon.
Sure. Would you like to be freed from this webbing?
Oh, absolutely. If you could do so, I would be relieved of that.
I see.
It's rather difficult, though. I tried to break free, and my attempts were at vain.
Yeah.
I
Don't
assume
keep
yours
trying.
was.
Kaliff struggles a little bit with some webbing. He
Can
goes,
can I try and help him pull on it?
sure, yeah, let's both roll.
Okay.
Significantly better.
I got
Not
8,
No.
so that will be
yeah.
that'll be 37.
Okay, 37, and Kaifus with his roll. The two of you together can free a few, but Kaifus says, well, my time is limited. I must be going.
Yo, you're
Cool.
staying.
Good luck.
Farewell, Clefis. I
Yes.
wish you the best. Amani no Solomon.
Amani na Salamu.
I
And
put
then
a smile on my face.
he's gone.
You can't see it, but I'm smiling.
No, we
Baloc's just
can.
like furiously kicking.
trying. So as that's going on, Stitch says something to the spider, and the spider will go to all. Well, actually, anyone that knows Dwarven, it will say. It will
I feel like
say.
everybody knows Dwarven except for me.
Yeah, well, it's too bad.
It's okay. I'm like that with wood. So it will say, well, it seems that your friend here has made a wise decision.
And can we find him?
So is she letting us go or what?
As she's saying that, the encasing is starting to fall.
Ah.
And she will go, listen, you guys will need this.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Do you perhaps speak wood? Or
So she.
Do you not know Dwarven?
I do not.
Hey.
So are you speaking to her in wood?
Yeah, because I don't know Dwarven.
I'll
So.
just translate it to you.
So she'll look and say, I see. Yes. To you.
Yeah.
Ah.
In Dwarven.
No. In wood, she responds to you.
So can you fill me in, I guess, after you talk to the others?
So while she's talking in wood to him,
How about-
in Dwarven.
How about this? And as she outstretches one of her giant limbs, a spider about the size of maybe like forearm, just like fingertip to mid forearm, just comes out of like that limb. Yeah.
And it's coming towards
It
Manchild.
is coming towards Manchild.
Manchild was taking a step back. Oh, what are you
Well,
doing?
to be fair, the casing is coming off, so you can't
Oh,
step
shoot.
back yet.
Okay.
And it crawls
Bite it.
up to your shoulder.
Oh,
And it says, hi, I will
oh,
help you understand what she's saying.
okay.
Ooh,
All right.
that spider
Roll
was
mental
coming
fortitude
Yeah.
for me.
You're going to roll the white one.
Oh, I got you. I have to figure out a better way to organize my papers.
Wait.
You got a 7.
All right.
I can talk the most
21.
of the party.
Okay.
I almost want
So,
to roll mental fortitude for you.
With that 21, it may be something about the 6 eyes or whatever that the spider has, and the just that's coming talking to you. But you are like internally freaking out.
All right.
Like
Okay,
you're very.
let's get this done.
Yeah.
Hurry. Well, yeah, I guess, thinking outside the box there. Right.
Yeah. So as that's happening, the rest who speak Dwarven, she will say, "Does anyone else need assistance understanding me?"
I do.
In what language does
Actually, I
she say
can't.
that in?
She said, "Well, she'll say it in wood."
I
Oh.
hear you completely clear. Yep, 100%. You
Vandra,
are understood over here.
Vandra looks confused, and
Um,
he'll say, "I understood the Dwarven."
Roger, I can translate for you. I don't want that spider anywhere near me. You stay over there and I will translate.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say I speak wood, but not the other one.
Okay. And she will say, "I see. It is a wonder how you two, or all of you, work together.
Sometimes we don't.
Maybe that is why one abandoned you? I see. Well,
Well, moving right along. So what do you need us to do?
and so now that we have translations going on, I'll
Yes.
just be saying there's something that's been causing trouble in my tunnels, and I have not been able to get rid of it. And you seem adequate to be able to at least distract it while while we get rid of this thing. It has been eating the resources and messing with my kin.
Can we inquire as to what it is?
I'm not sure what it is. I've not seen anything like it.
Okay.
Is there a way you could describe it to us?
It is.
It might
Probably
be
big.
big.
It's just a giant dragon, right? It's not even just a regular dragon.
Just some guy named Ted.
Yeah, just
He's
chilling.
been eating all the rocks. It's annoying.
So she'll say, the best I can describe is that it is a pale salmon color, and it is very strong. No, it's not a fish. It is the skin color is like a pale salmon.
Like a pink, almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like that. But it seems to have horns on its head that are very small in comparison to it. And it is, I'm not sure. I've never encountered anything like it.
And you're saying it's eating the natural resources.
And messing with my kid. It is changing their minds and making them do things they would not normally do.
Are they growing like sprouts out of their veins? And
Yes,
Oh, we know what those are.
that is
They're
They
very.
seem to have a common enemy.
Darjalin. Okay. Darjalin.
yes,
Because Darjalins are terrible monsters that have been plaguing the surface of Kubaiba. Or not Kubaiba. Why did I say Kubaiba?
Chaluk'Sen.
Chaluk'Sen.
Well, I agree that it is a terrible monster, and it has been plaguing my tunnels.
We came here to
Wait,
fight
is it a
those exact
singular one?
monsters.
Is it one or is it many?
I think it might be the source of the Kadacha since it's causing them.
Giant spherical?
Oh, so it's not. Oh, it's not a Kadajalin.
Yeah, no, from what she just said, it makes them do things. Like it gives them those.
Oh,
Right?
so that is switching to Chelu. That is what the Anataha told us to find.
Yes.
Very well.
We shall vanquish. Then I'm gonna switch back to wood and say, we shall vanquish the foe.
Could you like perhaps lead us closer to it, or so we can know where
We are no longer encased.
Ah,
And as that is happening, Vandra will turn to Jade. Will turn into Jade and say, I see. So there's been this much going on with those that you care for. I too have members I care for, and I refuse to let them die by the hands of Kadajalin. That's what Vandra is saying. Or Jade is saying.
So as Belac just face planted, he gets up.
You were relatively close to the ground, so it's not like you.
Yeah, but you still just like hit his face.
Yeah,
And he gets up. And
I
just,
mean,
like,
if you want to hit your face, we can roll the damage, but you weren't going to.
Coraznid.
it's funny.
3.
Okay, the most damage I've taken has been self-inflicted in this entire fight.
There you go.
Well, don't hurt
Take it.
yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
As that's happening, we'll notice that Stitch has kneeled. And there's something about his aura or cadence or something that just leads us to believe he's deep in prayer.
If I may ask, you have your spiders and the Zrill that we fought before them roughed up some of our party members, and so if we could take some time to heal, that would be great.
She will say, time is not something that we have. Well, it is not something that you have.
Plus, out of game, we did kill like her entire army. You know.
And it's her fault.
Her entire army. It was like 10 of them.
Well,
No, I killed a bunch of them with a bunch of cinnamon.
You either leave now or you die now.
Okay, so can you point us along the way?
Yes. As I was saying, there's one among you that seems to be a formidable archer.
Me.
I
don't think she's
Well?
referring to you.
I believe.
you're not a vlel.
I just love that turnaround. You're not a vlel. The vlel, I believe, was the only one that was able to pierce my exoskeleton.
We hit.
Not consistently.
Yeah.
He hit once.
No. Stitch hit several times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one who just kept hitting.
I could have put in that work, but
I
I was
can
focusing
put him on
on
range.
Right, and you were just gone, so.
Yeah.
Well, I buffed Stitch.
Yeah.
I'm a
Oh yeah, by the way,
shoot
Belac's
that
gonna
power.
go over to Kaliff and like smack his knee.
Okay. Well,
And then say, don't run away again. Helpless.
that's such an awkward place.
What else am I supposed to do? I would have to jump
You're so
anywhere else on the body.
I will go small size, and I will like tilt my head downward for you.
Then I'll smack his face.
Then I'll go back to my normal big size.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, excuse them.
Yeah.
Uh,
And she'll say, maybe I should just kill you.
no, I think we are better used as weapons. So point us towards the enemy, and we will slay it.
She'll say, I see. Well, if you do happen to survive and weaken the enemy, you will need, and everyone roll insight.
You roll that white one for me.
Okay, I got a 12. You got a 1.
Oh,
My nice 6.
so
Just roll it.
You
got 3.
18 on the inside. Yay.
Ooh.
Because I rolled a 1.
43!
35.
Okay.
That's gonna be 37.
37, 43, and 35, you said? Okay, so Kaliff and Bloodstar, and that's it. Kaliff and Bloodstar. Well, all of us will see just this, what appears to be a big single black arrow that the spider starts forming. And it's like, at first, it's like webbing as the base, and then it turns black with something. You guys will notice that the black is, or the onyx, is like made with spiders crawling on top of each other.
Yeah, that's all Stitch.
Huh.
Yeah, that's that's all.
Yeah.
Not that one.
He's got that one. And so what
He's renowned.
the way he's renowned now.
On the title.
And so as that is being made, let's see. She will say, this contains, this contains the spirit of my kin. This should help you, all of those that were fallen, that it took control
Huh.
She'll hand the
Yeah.
she will hand the arrow to Stitch, who's like looking around like I don't know what to do.
So he can only use that after it's wounded?
Yes,
Okay. Fair enough.
and only on the leader.
So
The source.
I'm assuming it can be used only once?
It can be used only once.
Stitch, don't forget that.
Don't forget that stage.
Huh? that was Stitch said, huh? What? Sorry, I was talking to Danu. Deborah. Yes. So as this spider says that, the spider will say, along here, and as the one of the four on that side of her, the legs lift up a point, the cave will start to like open up. Like an entrance will just open up. And like the stalactite that was solid black full of spiders just like turns into a regular stalactite, and you'll realize that they're not even as low as we thought they were. It was just all of the spiders.
Oh.
That were
So you
hanging
didn't
on
hit
it.
a stalactite, you hit the spiders. Gone.
You
Monkey
ran away
Coraznid.
from a bunch of tiny spiders. You
I did
ran
run away from a bunch of tiny spiders. I
You
didn't hit
were
them head
so
first.
scared
I
that
was.
you had to leave.
Guys, we
the
are
as that
not
is
making a good
happening.
impression.
She will say, again, time is of the essence.
So lead us on, I guess.
Let us go. Well, actually, I must stay.
Ah,
I must tend to the wounds of the fallen.
Mighty Coraznid, if I may inquire one last thing. Our battle was rather epic. I was here. Okay, I'm using that in the.
You mean, ow.
I was there too. I rolled.
Yeah,
it
it's-
ran
Speak
against the
your
wall.
truth, son.
like half a minute and then left.
Your truth, not the
Yeah.
truth.
The battle between you and Wahuru was epic. We were curious. Once we wound this thing, you said we would be a distraction. Once we injure it, would you send in forces to help us finish this beast?
Your job is to do what I have asked.
Of course. One and also,
I got you.
we shall leave it once. Also, did you do that cool acid wall thing? Like, was that you?
All 14 eyes just blink. Just right at you.
So you said it's right through here.
I'm-
Is that what you said?
I'm walking
Yes.
backwards right
Yeah.
now.
Montopa's going to walk and grab his son.
As that's
Yes.
happening,
I know what you
Monotopa
got.
will
I've just been
remember
walking the whole
the great spider
Ah, yes.
that is
yes,
on his
yes.
arm.
As soon as I see that, I am going to roll prowess to like jump directly into the wall and then like kick forward away.
Wow.
I rolled a 1.
So
My prowess
you
is a 30.
take 2 points of damage as you just launch yourself into the wall. And if the spider could facepalm,
Why can't you
It
just take
would.
a step away? Like, why do you have to be
it
so...
was
There's
so
a
dramatic.
spider right
And
there.
all
And it's
extra.
huge.
So as that's happening, the spider on your shoulder will say, "That is your son."
Adoptive
Yes,
son.
he is.
Adopted.
He is my son. He is still learning.
I
He
see.
has not yet come to manhood.
Ah,
His naming day has not yet come. I
yes.
thought it was close, but it might
I
be.
thought it was close. I thought it was close. As you're speaking to it, it will say, "I can lead you where we need to go."
Very well.
So,
So I'm
it's,
going this way.
yes.
All right.
So so right now Monotopa is in the front. Who
Why
is?
not? I was in front.
So you're just gonna be
Yeah, I
doing
told
your
you, I
own
was
thing?
going.
Well, it's
Okay.
leading me, so I'll tell you. Hey, it's giving me direction, so you might want to follow.
I mean, if you want to be in front of him, you can. It's
Go
just
back
you won't.
once.
I'll follow behind at a safe distance from
So
the
you're
spider.
walking backwards?
No, I was gonna like go back to them.
Oh, okay.
I'll be behind Monotopa.
Okay. What about you?
I will be, if Monotopa's going to be at the front, I'm going to be like second to the back.
Hey, Pocket
Yes,
Dimension
it's
said,
fire.
didn't know there were bananas in Everlore.
Yeah,
Aha!
yeah, that's
Right.
true. That is true. They're out here with these tarantula-like spiders. They're just giant regular spiders too. They're not even like hairy, man.
Did you
It's
say bananas or tarantulas?
Bananas.
but like spiders.
You know how they say they
Yeah.
come from bananas? Sometimes you
Yeah.
open up a banana and there'll be a spider in
Yeah.
there.
I've never heard of that once.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's
It's
okay.
They're young. It's all right.
Dang.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Little dog
So
walk.
anyway,
Your dog will not know you.
as we're going, so as we're going, the spider on your shoulder is telling us where to go. We have you as second. I guess I'll be third,
I'll just be after you.
fourth, fifth, and Stitch is taking the rear.
I guess so.
I
Such
feel
a
like that's a
renowned
bad
archer.
idea. So Vandra is going to take the rear.
Oh,
And
I could
Stitch
go
will
to the
be
very back
fifth.
then.
You go to the very back?
Yeah.
Okay, then the order is as follows. Matatopa, Belac, Vandra, Reaper, Stitch, then Kaliff.
Because if something grabs me, I got that grapple proficiency.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are following Matatopa. Go ahead and roll me insight.
All right. You want to roll the white?
Heck yeah.
And Bloodstar and you and I can roll insight as
7.
well since we're
All right,
the
24.
first
Should I roll inside too or no? May I?
turn. Well, no,
Oh.
you're way too far.
I have understudy.
Yeah, but you're the last person in the walking order. Yeah.
I'm still like standing over everybody else.
No.
You still last. You last. Just stop.
Hey guys, Savage Black said the big spider sent them on a death mission. If she can't take it, what chance do they have?
I mean, honestly, Savage Black, I don't know. But I'm just saying, Vandra just got beefed up, so.
I think the only reason the spider sent us away is because she didn't want the smoke. You know?
Yeah,
because you. Yeah,
If I was there, that would have gone different.
Right. So what did Manitoba see with my 24?
Well, I'm the world's first and only blood elemental, so I can't die.
So anyway, wow.
Yes, you can.
If
So
I was there, it would have
33,
been different.
24, what was your insight?
38, 39.
Okay, so we will all see as we're just going through. The spider's explaining to you, Matatopa, that this is the domain of the great spider we were speaking to, Coraznid. And it will say, yes, this is the port and the hub of ours. And you'll see like sacks just like everywhere, just like around, just a bunch of sacks, spider sacks, just hordes.
Do they have people in them? Or are we talking about the egg nests?
Some look like you'll see one actually take a leg out as the rest of the spider is going through one of the sacks, like as if it was just born.
I'm going to roll mental fortitude to not.
Go ahead and do that.
11. That would be 32.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So as that's happening, you're 32?
Yep.
Fantastic. So you see the leg, and at first it seems bigger than you expected.
Yeah.
But you calm yourself. You're like, no, come on, man. I got this. as you're walking through.
I would do that.
But we'll all notice that the few things, like the few spiders we see hatching going along this place, the spiders seem to be from birth slightly bigger than the spider on Matatopa.
At birth?
Yes.
Okay, just can you take us through the shortest route through?
And I was just gonna look around and say, like, I quite like it here.
Yeah.
Hey, Matrix gave us a backhanded comment. Said, I have full faith that they can stumble their way into victory.
I mean, honestly,
I'm
that's
just saying.
not incorrect.
I
so-
don't like that you said that.
I mean,
I don't.
that's what have we been doing as Wahuru?
Winning decisively.
So anyway, as we are going, we'll see a few Zrill that we had seen before. and weirdly enough, they are not attacking us.
Because they don't want the smoke there. Clap.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
point.
Weirdly enough, they're not attacking us, but they see, and it's almost as if like the spider on your shoulder, like with just a glance, they know, and then they don't like bother us or look even in our direction.
You know what? While we're walking like this, I am going to go ahead and cast. I guess it would be not swirling haze. What am I trying to do? Refreshing breeze. I'll look at what that spell does real quick. But
Okay.
basically, it restores half of your guys' your spell cost allotment. So because I know you guys were casting a lot of spells, and then it heals an amount of health.
And I think you have to choose between healing or spell cost alignment.
Oh what?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you do.
I think you're talking about, is it tranquility?
No, not tranquility.
Can't then some higher tier
You're
spells.
talking,
that we-
okay. Yeah, refreshing breeze.
Yeah, refreshing breeze.
Refreshing
A
breeze.
blissful breeze invigorates the caster and their allies. This spell restores 2d10 points of vitality, as well as refreshes half of the daily spell cost allotment for all
as well.
affected.
Okay, cool.
So all of you guys, and I guess I'll include Israel too,
cool.
since they're technically our allies.
Okay, I mean, if that's what you think, then that's what you think.
Well, we did fight them. The least I can do is be like, hey,
I mean, these aren't the same ones we fought. We killed
Yeah, no, the one
Zero.
we fought, we killed.
yeah, but have a cool breeze.
All right,
Maybe
whatever.
it'll be worth it
That's
for the
fine.
sister. So anyway, you guys can roll 2d10 each to restore your health a little bit.
Okay.
So I got
So
11 health back.
all of us can roll insight now.
I rolled 11. If you guys, do we do that roll, or do you guys want to roll?
Yeah, it's
Roll
your
insight
spell,
for me.
so it's 11.
Okay.
But roll his insight.
Got it.
My insight was a 32.
Guys, we
You
have,
got a 6. I got
we're
33.
losing a man. He's not feeling well, so he's gonna go on
Oh
up
no! Oh,
Yeah.
sad face. And Reaper died. No. Party EP. I was just gonna have him roll.
I got a 35.
Okay, 35.
What did I get? 6.
Oh,
20.
Oh,
This is insight.
Yeah, I only rolled a 4.
23.
and then I'm gonna also do survival. You guys can do survival as well. With you said 34?
Yeah,
Or 44?
35.
35?
I got a 43.
43. So Kaliff and Vandra.
Where am I surviving?
8.
Okay.
Okay.
So for me, I got a. Wait, is that right? 23.
On your survival?
22.
Oh.
I rolled
Jeez.
one less than you.
You guys, man. All right. Well, with Cal's insight and Vandra's survival, they're able to piece together that these Rill did look tired, and it seems as though they just finished like being attacked, like they had just repelled an attack that these Rill just had to do.
So are there
So
a lot of Zeril?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Like-
did my refreshing
like-
breeze help them?
Hundreds of Zero.
Hundreds of Zeril.
Oh.
Oh, so this is a bigger
Yes.
space.
Yeah, this is a huge,
Got it.
huge space
Jeez.
where they're hatching and people are living. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
really-
All right. So
Yeah, I see
well,
that, and
this
I just
little-
think we
So
can
that
take it.
breeze, that helped them out, right?
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
that
it
were
wouldn't help
close enough.
300.
Yeah.
That's still really cool. I'm proud of that. I got to help some downtrodden people.
Okay.
Monsters, but people.
Monsters are people too.
I know, right?
So Vandra's gonna say, well, actually, he's Jade right now. Jade's gonna say, "Oh no!" And those bodies. There's a lot of Zero bodies, and it seems like the ones that are well enough to carry will lift up the Zero bodies and carry them away. And so Jade will be like, "Those bodies, what are they gonna do with them?"
I assume they're going to bury them.
Yep. I don't. Huh. Do you guys bury bodies? Vandra will say to the spider that is on Matatopa, and the spider will say, the bodies help nourish the clan.
So they gotta eat them.
Guys, eat the bodies.
That's
Checks out. That makes sense.
Well, we don't like to waste.
Yeah, no, he has one.
Very
a little bit
well.
about Israel and Unterwild class.
Yeah.
Unterwild they are in.
Uh,
So you guys just came back from fighting?
Yes. They were trying to repel an attack from, well, where we're going. And as she says that, we'll see about 5 piles of like just Kadaja Lin corpses, just piles of bodies. And then just like another 6 piles of ash.
I'm going to walk over and roll insight to inspect the Kadaja Lin.
What is
Okay.
that?
I'm trying to figure
5.
out, like, are they all Unterland based creatures, or are they from, the above ground too?
Got it.
And then after that, if I have to roll a separate one, I'll roll to try to see, like, the ash. Is that like where they burn the bodies? Because I mean, do they prepare them for meals?
Right.
So that is what did I roll?
Oh, you got a 5.
Okay, so 22.
With that roll, it's hard to say, but the majority of the Kadaja Lin that you can, like, of the corpses you can make out seem to be from the Unterland or Unterwild.
Okay, all right.
But you were inspecting the ash.
Yeah. Trying to see if it's like
Um,
cooked up Kadaja Lin or something.
So you're looking at the ash, and you can't really tell, but what you do notice is that as you get closer, the Zrill seem to like tense up a bit, and it also seems that they're making an effort, without really saying anything, to like actively avoid the piles of ash.
Hey, what's going on with the piles of ash?
Oh, well, it seems that it does something to the Zrill here, and it has happened ever since the Syndicate have been engaged in battle with whatever it is. The Syndicate have been battling things like those creatures pointing to the Kadaja Lin. Things like those creatures both above and underground. And we're not sure, but we've also been encountering some of these piles of ash in the Unterwild as well.
I'm gonna roll learning.
Okay.
To see
Well-
if okay, 27 to see if it looks familiar to any piles of ash we've recently encountered.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you said you were rolling what?
Learning.
Learning, and what'd you roll?
27.
These piles of ash seem to some look like just piles of ash, but there are 2 that seem familiar. Like you've seen some.
I'm going to say to the group, do you think these are vampires?
Could be.
Jade will say they might be.
Guess we'd be a little bit louder.
They might be.
Huh. All right.
Doesn't really bother me.
What?
Doesn't really bother me.
The vampires don't
Oh,
bother you?
you know what I can do?
Vampire ash.
I can try and roll my naturism and see if it reminds me more of the giant spirit skull and like the way the Kadaja Lin are and how he commands them, or if it doesn't.
What, the ash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that just missed.
How would the ash remind you of?
Mm.
34. No, it would be 38.
Okay.
It would remind me of those because the giant spirit skull commands the Kadaja Lin, and so I feel like they would have the same sort of like spirit realm aura.
But he's. Oh, okay. Son, I don't see the wisdom in that. Not quite sure, but what did you find?
Well, I rolled a 48.
It's like, well, Dad, 48 to see if it has like a similar, like spiritual signature.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
Or if it is vampires. Yeah, I wouldn't really be able to like. I don't have any logic for telling if it's a vampire, but if I can tell if it's like a Dajolin or not, then that might rule it out to be just vampires.
So you wouldn't necessarily know, just based off the pile of ash,
Yeah.
like what it would be in terms of a spiritual signature or spiritual aura situation.
Yeah.
As it no longer has it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Because like the flame would have.
Yeah, because like spirits and ghosts are different in Mythandria. So like, just because something passes doesn't mean it would become a spirit.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it wouldn't have like a.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Okay.
Well, Father, I didn't seem to get anything from it.
Then I say let's assume there are vampires abroad.
Well,
we already know that, but I guess maybe. So to the spider,
yes.
were these killed separately, or were these killed with the Kadajalin?
Well, it appears that they were. One was. Oh no! Apparently, she does not have intel.
Interesting.
She doesn't know if they were killed separately or both. But what she will say is that during the struggle of the syndicate and the enemies, she'll say that there was a smaller group that was there to seek intel. And that group ended up in like longer battle closer to the location that we are currently in. And once that happened, these piles of ashes showed up. They're still currently locked in battle. So
then we should go assist them.
We've got something to do.
Oh, I thought you were
There's
talking
a
about the battle
secret-
where we're going. Okay, never mind.
there's a secret tunnel that I do know of where we can bypass the battle if you would like to go down that.
So there's a big force of syndicate fighting, and then there's a smaller force also fighting closer
Yes.
to us.
Yes.
And we can bypass this to get to whatever the foe is.
Yes. To go a bit further behind the enemy's lines.
We could help push the lines, or we could go straight around to the foe.
I'd say let's go to the foe.
I see. In that case, you guys must be silent.
See about that.
We will do our best.
Yes. We will do our best. So let's go ahead and roll stealth.
Oh, we're rolling that now, huh?
Uh-huh. I got
Gotcha.
33.
So at this point, are we still like within their territory? Are we leaving their territory, or what's
We're
the?
still within the territory right now.
Okay.
Because we are about to enter the tunnel.
It's a 1.
All right.
I
Once
rolled
we-
a 6, you rolled a 2, you got a 1.
Oh, I got a 1.
As
49.
dang,
Yeah,
31.
get out.
31.
33.
21.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, get my awareness up.
I had to sacrifice something to fight as well as you guys.
Hey, you're gonna be a distraction.
So, with your question, she'll say, there's a certain point once we pass this through the tunnel where it will be the end of Coraznid's domain.
Okay. So quietly, I am of course going to have my weapon out and my
Yes.
shield.
Jade is pulling out the two swords.
get a dagger. I mean, I'm gonna
And
get my sword out
Kaliff-
and cut my hand.
Kaliff is stomping around.
Okay, it's look.
He's stomping, dude. Like straight up, just clunk in the tunnel. And the spider on your shoulder will go. Your son.
He's trying. He's trying.
I see.
Yes.
He's trying.
Perhaps he needs help. I shall assist him.
And
And
I'm
as
gonna-
you think that, as you're thinking,
Yeah.
it has jumped off of your shoulder and onto you.
Is there a way I can roll to not notice that and just keep going forward?
Wait, no, you see it. It's
Oh,
not
I
a
see it
small.
happen.
It's not a small spider.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's
massive.
about this big
It's like your head.
and body.
I think you know what I'm about to roll.
Mental
Yeah, no
fortitude.
fortitude, so he doesn't yell.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Please stop.
26.
Okay. So with that, just a giant 8-legged creature jumps onto you, and you are about to yell. But as soon as that happens, as you notice, there are webs around your mouth, and the spider has crawled along your body, and it's just like the ickiest feeling to you with that mental fortitude. But now your feet are encased in what seems to be similar webbing as what the great spider had done to us.
Oh.
And so your feet are heavier, but the bottoms seem to be softer. Go ahead and roll stealth again.
Go ahead and roll stealth again. Got it. 17.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Clumsier than before. But also, just sort of padded. Your feet don't make noise, but the rest of you is not.
I just hit my head on
With a sigh of frustration, the spider says,
Can I
"Am I
spider
going
stop?
to have to wrap you up completely?"
Just shut up. How? It's not that hard.
You are not going to have to wrap me up completely. I will try my hardest to remain silent. And then I'm going to go to Tillman's tiny home. That would be 128.
I've been doing this since I was a literal child. Like basically since birth, I've been stealthing better than him.
128. Okay, I have to find shadow. Concealment. I have to find that spell.
That will not help.
That won't help.
You be quiet. That'll just help so that they can't see you.
Oh, huh. Well, it seems to be I don't have any spells that can assist me in being quiet.
And I'm gonna say to the spider, wrap them up.
Wait.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, well, you can't even speak.
I can't.
So as that happens, just like the spider just goes all around you, and you look almost like a mummy.
Does this give me extra investment?
No.
And in hand, Kent, I'm gonna say we will get you out as soon as possible. Try to remain calm.
Yeah.
You can't even do that.
You
just
can.
like-
You can. Well, you can move.
Oh, cool. I'm
Yeah.
gonna hand can't a thumbs up.
Yeah, but the spider was pressed for time, so without having like the ability to go in between your fingers, they're sort of like mittens.
So I literally just am a mummy, huh?
Yeah, kind of.
Nice.
But you notice that when you knock into things, it doesn't make a sound.
Nice.
And then the spider will jump off of you.
Why is he louder when he's trying to stealth than when he's not? Just walk casually. You'll be quiet.
When he walks casually, this is better than when he's trying to stealth. It'll jump back onto Matatopa's shoulder and say, "We shall go. I hope
Should I
the
roll
rest
stealth
of you
again?
can handle being
He
silent."
doesn't even see me. I'm gone.
Can I roll stealth again after?
What was your number?
49.
So
I actually rolled a 1.
with that, it will see you.
There we go.
But I didn't say that. Definitely did not say that. But okay. Yes, and it will say onward through the tunnel. And so we're just gonna stealth through.
Yep.
And you'll have to roll me one more stealth roll, Kaliff.
Yeah. Well, that just missed the ball entirely.
And I'm gonna roll insight as we're.
25. Woo-hoo!
All right. Barely making the cut. And what are you doing, Manitoba?
Matrix says, alternatively, you could just yell, "I am being stealthy now," and get the same effect.
Honestly.
I'm going to roll insight to see if I can sort of get a layout. Are we in a like a closed-in tunnel, or are we sort of in an open area?
Okay.
Are there noises going around, things like that?
Okay. Go ahead and roll his insight for him.
Insight time. You rolled a 3. Woo!
Okay. You are in a closed-in tunnel.
Okay. All right. So then in that case, I have to roll mental fortitude.
Yep.
All right, roll my mental fortitude, please.
Roll mental fortitude.
11.
Sheesh, good. All right, so that's 26.
Okay,
25.
so you're okay. What are y'all doing?
He won't
He won't take it from me.
Guys, come on.
All right, so anyway,
I won.
the rest of us, we can roll insight as well. 31.
Ooh, that is not a crazy number. Insight.
6.
35, baby.
I'm rolling suck on these. 37.
Okay,
Bruh.
so the rest of us, unfortunately, wait, let me roll for Stitch. Okay, he got 27. Yes. So the rest of us will hear what appears to be sounds of battle in the distance, further along the cave. And you said 37. You'll hear a voice that's very, very, very familiar. And with that, since it's so close to break time, he will take a 5 to 10 minute break as we let this guy let them go ahead and use the restroom or whatever.
I'm gonna roll learning to see who it was.
Hold on, we're not playing anymore. Anyway, Camp Fam, during this break, be sure to check us out on social media at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at EverLore Game. And check out our site, ManChild LTV, where you can buy things like the handy-dandy Traveler's Compendium if you want to play, and things of that nature. And go ahead and give us a like, comment, follow, and all that stuff. And we'll also be here to answer some of your questions if you have any questions yet. So, yeah.
Heck yeah.
We are chilling.
We are chilling. Oh, I'm sorry, Sasha. Did I just touch your palm?
Yep, you touched your palm.
I didn't mean to. So, Uriah, how is Vandra doing?
Vandra's doing great. You want to fight?
Okay. We can do that. 0 spells. Hand to melee, come hand back.
0 spells.
0 spells.
So you have +2 to impulse because of like impulse boost and like aggressor and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, that should be already in your enhancements. So it doesn't enhance it further.
Is it already in my enhancements? I thought that was from... Oh, no, I have that written down there because of my impulse, so I remember to actually do it whenever I do my battle cry.
Okay, so
yeah, that's
you
not
don't
something...
have... But,
yeah,
so
that's
your
not something
impulse
else
is
that
just 17.
It should be just 17, I think, yeah.
Okay.
I can go through and check all of my proficiencies, but it should just be at 17.
Okay. We can do that. Go ahead, buddy.
Got it.
Let's roll impulse.
3.
Woo! All right. My impulse is a 30.
My impulse is a 21.
So I go first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dies.
Okay, well, let's see if I'm going to kill you real quick.
You don't get my bonus
That's
freaking
fine.
investment.
Yeah, I don't need it. Let's see.
Freaking.
3 and then 11,
You
which is
missed.
14. and then
You
I
trip and
miss.
fall and you break your head.
Does a 72 hit you? Yeah. Okay. And then, well, this one was lower. Does a 68 hit you? The 68 doesn't hit?
It hits.
All
My best
right.
one is a 59, dude.
Oh, then I literally have, as long as I roll above. Okay. And then 69. Okay, so let's roll this damage real quick.
Nice.
All right, that one, and that one, that one, and that one, and that one. Okay, so let's see. That is 14 and 2 is 16. 16 and 4 is 20. 20 and 5 is 25 plus 3.
That's just with your claws.
So 28 on the first attack, since all three hit. The second one was 3 and 3, which is 6. 6 and 2, which is 8. 8 and 20, which is 28 plus 3, which is 31. And then the third one was 29. So 29, 31, and 28. How much damage is that?
Is it over 66?
Probably.
It is.
29 plus 31 plus 28 is 88 damage.
I'm dead.
Okay, that was fun.
You killed me by 22.
There you go.
Good game.
GG's.
What in the world?
You just killed me in the first turn by 22 vitality.
Not by 22.
No, you overkilled me by that much.
Oh, like past
I was
negative
at
12?
negative 22.
Oh, okay. You're all right.
I didn't even get to move.
Well, you gotta.
Oh, you hit him with a 72?
88.
88, oh.
88 points of damage.
Yeah,
No, I'm
that's
saying
'cause-
your 2 hit was.
I had
No,
it.
his-
72.
He had to roll a 1 to hit me.
A 68.
My best
No.
one's 59.
I didn't have to roll a 1. I said as long as it. Oh well, yeah. The
Yeah.
first turn. If it was literally over a 1, I hit because I have first thing.
Oh, yeah.
So if it was over a 1, I hit,
Yeah.
and that was rough.
Well, that's a problem.
Well, I mean, we do have a 200 EP difference. We could start again, try something different.
What do you want to try different?
I'll just breath weapon instead.
Oh. So
Roll impulse.
you're just going to be killing me in various ways.
Okay, so I rolled 24, so you probably go first.
Ah!
Well,
No.
I rolled an 18.
All right, let's go ahead and roll damage.
You gotta roll the hit first.
4,
Oh, you're going
breath
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 weapon.
weapon. 4 and 8 is 12.
Can I roll impulse to try and get up?
16.
You can go out by half.
16 and 8 is 24.
Reduce half of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Roll impulse to do that,
Well,
right?
you gotta wait till
28. 28 and 8 is 36. Okay, 36 points of damage. Go ahead and roll impulse.
Okay.
And your DQ is what is it?
Is it below 27?
Yes, it should be.
Okay, then
Yes.
We're half gone.
Okay. Yeah, because it's every 200 that it goes up by 1. So the DQ is 24.
Okay, I
Something like that,
definitely
yeah.
took half that damage.
Yeah, good.
All right.
So half of 36 is what?
18.
So you took only 18 damage.
That's a
Oh,
lot.
let me see if you're ignited.
What?
Which you are not, so.
What does that even mean?
The sunbeam has a chance to set you ablaze, like on fire.
Oh, that's nice. Huh?
Yeah. Well, you didn't, so.
I didn't get set on fire.
Yeah, you're good.
I
Your
just
turn.
ate the beaming
So
power.
take him out.
Good luck.
I'm gonna hit you.
Hopefully.
I rolled a 5. That would be 8. So that would be a 63.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna swing again at -4.
You guys fighting again?
That doesn't hit.
Well, I killed him once, so he wants
That
to try
didn't
again.
hit. Now I'm gonna do my I have a bonus attack. That's normal. Yeah. Oh.
Neat.
64.
No.
Well.
Yes, wow.
That was you good?
Oh, I can do a kick.
There you go. Get a kick. Go.
Okay, so that would be. Oh, I need to plus one. That would be 69.
Yeah.
Yeah! Eat that!
That's
So that would
hilarious.
be my strength, which is a 14.
Nice.
Oh,
Plus a D2. Was that a
You
one?
did 15 damage, loser.
Okay, well, I roll an 11, so I'm hitting you. I rolled a 10, so that hits.
Uh-huh.
I rolled a 4, that might not. Well, yeah, that hits. 'Cause it's not a
59.
1.
How do you only have 59?
Well, I'm severely under level.
Okay.
My rolls have been poor.
8 and 2. Okay.
My armor is a 13 too.
Okay. 8 and 4 is 12. 12 and 20 is 32. And then the other one, which is 2 and 3 and 2. So what is that? 4 and 3 is 7. 7 and 20 is 27. Plus 3, 30. Oh, I forgot to add the plus 4 to the other one. Oh well, you'll be okay. 27 and 32 so far on top of the 18.
That's over 50. I'm
Okay.
48. You kill me.
Hold on, I had another strike. So then there's 4 and
Strike because
4.
he's falling.
Yes.
Yeah,
Four,
just
well,
because-
because I have,
Because
I'm
yeah,
ambidextrous, so he
yeah.
gets hit by
Yeah,
both.
just because you have to, right?
Yeah. So then the 4 and 4 is 8 plus 20, which is 28 plus 3. 31?
31 damage?
Yeah.
Oh, 31 over. Oh, that's after you hit me with the
Yeah.
one that already killed me.
Alright.
Yeah.
do it.
good, guys.
So anyway, back to
Yes.
the game.
Yeah,
Ken.
that voice we were hearing. Well, you guys were hearing.
Yeah.
Monotub was not
Keep
hearing.
in mind, he could just cast catapult and throw me like across the world and then just kill me like that repeatedly.
Yeah, that's fun. All right. You said you got a 37? Yeah, so you hear that familiar voice. And Camfam might be pretty happy as yes, that'll give you one
What was
EP
that?
for
What was that?
noticing.
Okay.
Akim.
Yes.
All right. Akim is back. All right.
Yes. So you hear the voice that sounds like Akim, and it's shouting orders to her like strike force, you know. And as that is happening, like the feather that was on one of us, who had the feather? It was you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
interesting.
picked
So
up the
you're the
feather.
one who.
Yeah.
So as you notice it, the feather that was on you just like gets lifted up and flies in the direction of the
Try and
voice.
catch it.
Yeah, go ahead.
The impulse.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in.
Notice I did not touch that a single bit, and it landed on my 3.
23.
You do not catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. As that happens, this spider-
Mika Butler says, "Yay, she's
Yeah.
alive!"
yes. Akem is here. Yes. So as that happens, Vandra will look around to see where the feather was going. So he's gonna roll insight and survival just to get a gauge of like this battle or whatever that we're hearing about. So his insight was a 30, and his survival was a 25, which is fine because that's what he needed. So he will say, guys, I think the feather went this way, and he'll point in the direction.
What feather? Says Manitoba.
The feather that was on Bloodstar, the one for Kim?
What about Akim?
I don't
Oh,
know,
I
but
heard
it just
Akim.
started flying.
Akim's alive.
What?
What?
I think I heard Akim yelling orders.
Then
Is
we
that-
should
Force.
go.
Then the air, and then the feather was like, pow,
Oh,
and so yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go that way, pointing at the arrow. I mean, where the feather went.
is that where you would have us go? Saying to the spider on the shoulder.
The spider will say, "Yes, we need to go there."
Very well.
All right.
Belac's already like.
Let us move onward.
So
So as are we entering that hidden tunnel?
Yep.
The hidden.
Secret tunnel.
Well, I thought the hidden tunnel was different than where she's at.
Yes, it is different.
Oh, but no, they're going to where she's at.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
why
are
that's why I was asking Spider which way did he want us to go.
Oh, the
If he
spider
wants to go.
said to the hidden tunnel.
Oh, not to Kim, because I was asking.
Well, I was gone already.
Oh, so you two have left to go
So-
towards Akim. Roll me prowess.
Prowess time, baby. Yeah.
Ooh.
You knocked mine away.
Too
Can
bad.
I reroll?
No.
Bruh.
Hey, it's cocked.
Hey.
It is cocked. It's cocked. It's
Okay.
just
All right,
it's
go ahead and
cocked.
roll.
Pussy hit on.
Wait, what is that? That's
36.
gonna be a 29.
Okay. So with that,
Wait, you said prowess?
yeah, prowess.
Actually, the same thing.
Okay. So
Oh,
with
36?
No.
Oh,
you said 36.
I thought it was
you
29.
minus 36, yes.
Okay. Both of you feel as if you were caught in something, as you now notice that the spider that was on Matatopa's shoulder is no longer, and it is standing on webbing in front of you, just like a whole web, and it's like in the center, so it looks as like you can see the webbing because it's thick, but it looks as if it's just floating in
Yeah.
the pathway.
Right.
And the spider will say, "Wait,
Mm-hmm.
we've commissioned you to help us. The syndicate can handle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You either keep your word, or we kill you where you stand."
Whatever. I said okay.
So, as that happens, Spider will say, "Very well. I'm glad that you are wise enough to understand the situation." As it crawls right back up on Matatopa's shoulder and says, "We shall continue down that tunnel."
When we are in the hidden tunnel, do you think you're going to be staying back in your domain so we can go on by ourselves?
I see. Well, I am supposed to keep an eye on you.
I mean, we'll continue on the mission.
Well, you guys have not proven to be trustworthy enough to do that. Roll, while we're just
Persuasion.
talking, roll persuasion and yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing that because I wouldn't know.
10.
Okay.
27.
So the spider will say, "I'm not quite sure that you are focused enough."
Well, I would focus a lot better on combat if you weren't here. You're sort of creeping me out.
Sort of creeping you. I see. And then Jade will come over. To assist
Okay, Jade.
with the persuasion, which
Jade
is
the talker. So.
yeah.
Everyone's the talker, but at the same
I
time.
thought, wasn't Vandra the language one in the
Don't worry.
the triad?
Don't worry about it. So with a 28 or 30, no 28, Jade will come over and say, "Well, you don't really have to worry about us. Trust and believe. I'm itching to fight this foe." And as Jade says, "itching to fight," Jade will turn into Vandra and say, I will break it. On my sword, I will break it.
Yeah, can we go now?
So the spider will say, I see. And it will leave a sack right where it's standing. This is when things hatch, it's significantly smaller. And something will happen. You'll just see this. And we don't know what's happening. And then the spiders will scatter into the tunnel that we're going down. And then she will say, well, then I suppose I can stay here and go back to Coraznid.
Yeah, we just follow this tunnel, right?
Yes, you should be okay.
All right. Who would like to lead the way?
I guess I should, so I can kill it.
If
All right.
you'd like to, I'll step right behind that.
I would like for you to be here, but I'm not sure you would stay in this combat.
Well, we're fighting Tabletop, not spiders.
You ran away.
Anyway, with
Also,
that,
aren't the spiders Tabletop? I mean, Tabletop spiders.
There were some, I guess.
Some,
yeah.
So Vandra is going to say, well, I will go forward. And he's about to step through the tunnel.
Well, then I'll follow right behind.
Okay?
Very
Who's
well.
after?
I'll go after.
Okay?
And I'll go last.
Plus, the guys here are the only ones that get
Get the
buffed.
investment bonus
Yeah.
for the thing, too. Everybody's like, yes, we'll all huddle around Kaliff.
And no matter what, I was sticking with him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. All right. So, as we're going down, you'll notice that the tunnel is like really long and it's like winding. There's a lot of twists and turns and stuff. And it's got like a bunch of narrow spots where we're just like walking in a straight line.
All right. Mental fortitude.
Yes.
I got you. Well, that
Oh,
4.
18. Do I go through?
Yes.
All right.
But you are iffy about it.
Okay.
Like, you're really antsy. You're trying to get out.
I hope this doesn't get any tighter.
Yeah.
You're all good, Molotov.
Slow down, guys. I need a moment.
Yeah.
Come right up with me. You got it.
All right. Okay. Yes.
Like father, like son.
Oh, wow. Wow. Just jabs coming from the
I can't say nothing
Bloodstar.
against that.
Yeah. So as that's happening, Vandra will say, huh. And as you leave one of those sections, it looks like a dead end. But then Vandra will say, look, and he points up, and the tunnel, almost chimney-like, just goes straight up and then continues.
I'm gonna roll
Well, we would
climbing on
assume it
that.
continues.
I
don't
mean,
imagine
that's
we
we
would
see an
yeah.
opening, but
I'm
yeah.
gonna roll climbing on that to try and because I have like a larger body size, I can like try and muscle up by like pushing against both walls
Well,
and coming up like
it's
that.
roll insight on it.
Okay.
See how big it may be.
Insight 37.
Okay. By your estimate, it may be 50 or so feet tall.
Oh, how wide is it?
One person at a time.
Okay, then I can definitely try and like come up that way, right?
2 half people at a time.
Hey. Well, then let us go.
I'm gonna-
Vandra will say as he transforms into Jade.
Well, I think he was already starting up.
Yeah, I was starting.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, bet.
Jade is gonna actually.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so that'll be 44.
Okay. Yeah, you're climbing.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
taking
wait.
your time.
I was literally considering getting climbing. Then I was like, no.
Why?
I'm gonna take my
'Cause I want to get climbing.
my rope
Don't really need it.
and I'm gonna toss it up to try to toss it to my son.
Once I
Okay.
get to the top, I'll try and catch it. Or
Alright.
just while I'm climbing up, I guess, if I can catch it.
I would
No,
wait till you're at the
you
top.
wait till
Okay,
you're yeah.
all right, yeah.
You just,
So
like, put it in his
just
mouth.
while you're tossing it, Jade looked around the tunnel to see if there was anything going on, and Jade will say, "Well, aren't you just the prettiest thing? I'll pick up a violet flower. Say, I'll keep this for later. and tie it onto, like, right around the ear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any small creatures that can teleport that I know
What?
of?
No.
Yeah,
No.
there
There are
should
not.
be.
There are not.
As
But
that,
there are small creatures that can fly.
as you're
Well, yeah, but
thinking,
teleporting them too quicker.
as you're thinking, Jade will say, "I'll see you up here," and just jump onto the other.
So, question. After the battle, I know Chaho typically reverts.
Mm-hmm.
Is she small enough for me to pick up?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So after you're up, you guys are up. So might as well wait to be last.
Uh-huh.
And then the plan is to throw the rope up
Catch the rope.
and then grab Chaho and try to climb, pull up.
I'm gonna step back a couple.
Well, they're not up just yet, and then Stitch has got to go.
Yeah,
So
so
I jumped. I'm up there now.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
gonna turn into
I
like
pro-
a
yeah,
bat or
I
something
rolled
and
there.
then fly up.
Okay.
And then Stitch is gonna fly. Oh, he doesn't need to roll to fly.
Is it?
But he needs to because of the way he is.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay, so
it's
he's
too tight to
making
fly
it.
right?
Actually, if I see Stitch about to go, instead of tossing, I'm just going to give him the end of the rope.
Yeah.
That way there won't be any confusion.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. So you see Stitch, and Stitch will take the. And
Okay.
then Reaper will just teleport up to where he saw the rest of them
All right.
being.
So I'm going to,
I'm gonna take the rope then. I'm gonna
And I'm-
step back, try and find a good foothold, and then.
Belac,
Uh-huh.
can you ask Chaho if I can lift her up enough to get her up here?
And then I'll
Okay.
turn to Vandra, and I'll grab the rope with you
Go
while
ahead.
they're talking.
Okay, I'm gonna. Hey, Chaha.
Yes.
So there's this thing that we need to climb up that I'm sure you've seen, and Madatopa wants to know if he can pick you up to take you up.
Well, I guess it cannot be helped.
Madatopa. He said okay.
She did? Okay. All right. So you guys got that rope secured?
Yep.
I think so.
All right. So I'm going to grab Chaho in one arm,
Mm-hmm.
I'll help too.
grab the rope.
Okay, so oh wait, you're helping? Yeah. Okay, so the three of us are helping. Let's just roll
and
prowess.
then, yeah, roll prowess for Manitoba too.
33.
Okay.
You got a 4.
27.
Okay, 28.
27.
Okay. And then child. So
Well, she wouldn't really be able to do much anyway.
well, she's small. So Chao was trying to be smaller so that you can more. And then as that happened, Chao got a great idea and just pulled out her claws and ran along the rope.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh. All right. So as we're going up, okay. All right.
And
But
then,
you don't fall.
no, he's
Right,
moving, yeah.
Great.
If you did fall, I was gonna cast swap.
And then you fall.
Well, I could try and like grab onto the wall with climbing.
So,
That's it.
So anyway, we all made it.
All right.
I was
Um,
really proud of that.
And so Vandra will say, "Let us continue."
there's always next time.
And so as you guys go forward, maybe about like 2 to 3 more minutes of a walk, Vandra will say, "Wait." Just gotta make sure he heard it. So like, wait. I hear water.
I hear one.
Yeah. You guys can roll insight now.
All right. Gonna roll.
3.
Should be 37.
Okay. Yeah. You guys start hearing what appears to be water.
Nice. 32.
Vandra will say, "From what I can gather, we have to go through this to get to the other side."
Okay, so is it like a big lake or is it like in the tunnel, and the tunnel's like flooded with water?
So we're in the tunnel, and then we just see a body of water and dead end. So Vandra's just like, we gotta
Okay.
do something.
So hey, why don't either you or I go and investigate first, since we can both breathe.
So Vandra will take that and say, I will go, and just dive in with a
I wouldn't have dived if I was you. You don't know how deep it was.
32 for his prowess in swimming. Well, that's fine. I mean, he can breathe underwater. Yeah. He sweat. Yeah. Yes. His prowess in swimming. And he goes, and then he looks around. So I'll have to do insight. Okay. And then he'll come back up. It appears that there is a way, like a passageway, in the water.
All right.
How long do you think it is?
I'm not sure, but I think if we can do it, it might be about 200 or so feet.
So then, how about...
I can possibly call upon a water spirit to try and make a bubble for those of us who can't breathe underwater.
That typically is not how they work, but I mean...
I have a spell that's called Call Water Spirit, and then it like sends a water spirit that can help us.
Okay, but I was thinking, I mean, you can do that, but I was thinking, why don't we take these, because I have rope, I know someone else has rope. So it's this time together. Why don't you go to the end, and then I'll stay here till the end, and you guys just go under and pull yourself along.
Actually, if you can breathe underwater, could I just cast Swap on you so I can get to the other end? Or I'm gonna look at how that spell acts real quick with that kind of.
It has to be line of sight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That stinks.
So.
is it not like visible?
No.
Okay.
No, because I mean, it's just
deep into the water, and it's not clear.
So tying the ropes together would make sure that nobody gets lost.
I have I have 2 ropes.
And I have one.
One is in the form of a lasso. One is just a regular rope.
That should be long enough for the 3 of them.
Yeah.
I can do that then.
Who has
use rope?
Use rope to be very good with tying knots.
I can.
Because I am not that great with them.
I can do that. Woo! Okay, and that is a 34.
Okay.
So I'm tying the knots and connecting the ropes, and I made the lasso end. The end that I'm carrying underwater with me, so that if I find something, I can just hook it onto.
On top of there. Okay. All right.
So and then I guess I'm swimming. Oh, I got a 12 too. So yeah, I'm swimming down. It's fine. And then I will come back up and say, I believe it is ready. I can stay on the other end to make sure that it doesn't slip.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. You guys determine your order. I will hopefully see you on the other side. And for those of you that cannot breathe underwater, take a deep breath. And then he'll just go to the other end of the rope.
Okay. I guess Kaliff would it be prowess to try and take a deeper breath as possible, or would that be?
Well, no, you can just do that, but it would be
okay.
prowess to tread the water and try to hold the rope. Yeah.
And I'll take a deep breath. Climbing wouldn't count for climbing.
You're not climbing.
Okay.
It's swimming.
I want to climb the water forward.
Oh my goodness.
It's not really
lost my son.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, 30?
Yeah.
All right, so you just before roll survival for me.
Okay. Man. 21.
So just as the air is running out for you, and just you feel a hand grab you, And hopefully I can do that. Another 12. Okay, so you feel a hand grab you and pull you into the dry part of the tunnel, and you just start coughing up a bit of water.
Oh, thank you, Vandra.
Yes, that was a close one.
Water isn't my strong suit.
I see. And then
Who's next?
I got you. So does this count as swim?
yeah,
Okay. I believe I get a +2 to that
because you have swim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're holding the.
So what is it?
that's why I have it.
Prowess.
Prowess +2.
Well, you're holding the rope out. My arm is slightly longer, so I can try and like reach out to have him grab it.
Vandra will say,
Hey, let's go nat 12.
Oh, nice.
you try and
32.
recover.
Okay.
32?
Yep.
12. Nice. So with that, you will make it just fine.
All right.
I guess Stitch will say, I shall attempt. And he's a little scared, so he's going to go ahead and roll mental fortitude, which he's fine because he rolled a 10, and I know his base is crazy. So then he's going to roll prowess. All right.
Is he unconscious?
So Stitch grabs the rope, and almost as soon as his head goes under, you see bubbles boiling up.
Oh, man.
No.
So I'm going
And I
to grab
can't
him
see
out.
that either.
Nope.
I'm gonna grab him out. Let's try to anyway.
Yeah.
He's close enough.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll
In roll prowess, or is it prowess or
impulse.
impulse?
Roll impulse.
What?
Oh, got it. Sorry, I had
He
to
was
press
looking at me like,
Yeah. It's like, what did you do?
Okay, it's
Oh,
cocked.
it's cocked.
Yeah. Roll that again.
9.
Okay.
All right, so 20. You said 9, 26.
Okay.
25.
Yeah. So you reach and grab him before he fully goes.
All right. Hey, you okay? I mean, you were just you're supposed to keep the air in your lungs before letting it out.
He's just like dazed.
All right. Reaper, why don't you go let them know what happened and tell them I'm gonna be here with Stitch a little while longer.
Okay. So Reaper makes it.
Yup.
I rolled a 12
All
for
right.
him. And he informs us.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And
So
so,
I figure we'll give him about 15 or so minutes,
So-
just to.
well, Vandra, upon hearing that news, will say, I've got him. And so,
You don't know how to use CPR.
no, we don't have, yeah.
And he has to just recover, so.
So, Vandra has resurfaced. You are now holding on to the rope that Vandra was holding on to.
Go ahead.
Even though it's already lodged, so you don't need to. He was just doing it for good measure.
Yeah.
So Vandra resurfaces and goes, I heard about Stitch. I will take him. And then he'll just grab Stitch onto his back. Okay? This guy's a little heavier when all of his things are soaked. All right. Stitch. Stitch, take a deep breath. And Stitch goes. And then Vandra swims all the way down as quickly as he can, down to where
All right.
everyone else is.
I could have just turned into a fish.
You could
You
have.
could have, yes.
Big.
I didn't think about that at all.
Nope. He goes back to turn into a fish. Yeah. So.
So my trouble will come last.
Okay.
I breathe underwater
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So you can roll just to
Just the
keep a
prowess.
hold on the rope. You rolled a 1.
Are you serious?
I wasn't trying to.
Luckily, that's a 30 because I get a +5 to swim.
Nice.
+5. Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You can breathe underwater.
And we can be, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
the ring
So
gives
you'd
me a
be-
+5. Yeah.
You'd be. Oh wait, really? Oh, that's your item then. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, breathing underwater gives a +5.
Oh, no.
Yo. But okay. Yeah. So yeah, you make it fine.
All right.
You grab the rope, but for some reason it's restricting you more than just swimming, so you just double time it
Gotcha,
by
okay.
regularly swimming.
All right.
And then as soon as you make it, Vandra still has Stitch on his back, but he unhooks the ropes and starts pulling it in.
Okay.
And tries to dry it a bit and starts untying them.
I'm going to roll insight.
Okay.
Look around to see if this might be a good spot to make camp for a little bit.
Okay.
Because we just came from a battle where some of us were wounded and stuff like that. And so, you want to roll that insight for me there, bud?
Got it. 8.
8.
You rolled an 8.
25.
Yeah, it seems to be relatively nice. I mean, you're like nothing that basically can swim can come from this direction,
Okay.
and then forward seems to not have anything going on. It seems like more of a hidden space.
Guys, I think definitely now that we're all wet, we need to figure out. Can one of you guys see if you can locate just some wood or something down here, some dead trees or something? And
Absolutely.
Reaper will say, I'll see if I can talk to some. So he'll ask the trees if there are any fallen brethren.
Okay.
And he'll come back with a few and say, they were kind enough to let us use.
Very well. I think we should, at least dry off and try to get a rest in before we go and face whatever the heck we're going to face.
Okay. And Vandra will say, I agree, as he just tosses Stitch off of him. Oh, jeez, you're heavy. Yes. Should we set up watch?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I will take first watch. And as I'm talking, I'm going to start taking off my armor and just my understuff, so that it can start drying, laid out sort of near the fire.
Vandra is going to take his gear and start casting quick fix on them, and then he'll say,
I should probably do
we
some
should
of that
probably
too.
And as he says that, he says, we should probably repair some of our armor. And as soon as he says that, he'll make this gesture, and like a couple of cracks in his armor will be fixed.
I'm wearing shorn spider silk, and we're around spiders. That's a little cool.
There you go.
Really, you're wearing 2 layers of spider silk.
Right.
That's true.
I'm also going to go ahead and repair my armor.
That's true. Could he breathe the water in if his mouth was covered?
Yeah. It would just trap it more.
Yeah.
I mean, it would go through. It would go through, and then it would just trap it more.
So really, I shouldn't be able to breathe right now.
No, you can breathe.
Oh, cool.
You have a nose.
Oh, it just covered my nose.
Yeah, because it was loud.
So, somebody want to make something to eat?
Yes, let us do that.
I guess silently.
Let's go ahead and roll.
Take off my triad. Red and black
that
boots,
is
and
a
I'll tie those off by ears.
34.
So that's a 9. Alchemy.
Yeah.
34.
Dang.
Actually, no, I have to add the cooking.
Yeah, I was like, your alchemy is higher than mine.
34, 36,
38.
38. Yeah.
Yeah. I was pretty sure your alchemy was 4 more than mine.
And
it's 4 with the cooking.
Yeah.
While you guys are cooking, ManChild is going to sit and I'm going to open myself up to the spirit realm, but also take my sword. I mean my mace. Try to ask it to go with me, like mentally.
Okay.
And open myself up to not only the spirits in the area, but if I can sort of connect with the shadows in the area.
Okay.
Roll.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Nature.
your nature.
11.
Oh.
All right.
Ooh.
So 30, 33.
Weak.
What?
Right.
Anyway, with
Oh, yeah.
that, you will notice that as you open yourself to the spirits, the mace does not go with you. And so you are trying to do that, and you'll see some spirits, mostly water spirits in this area,
Okay.
and things of that nature. But you will see when you're focusing on the shadows that your mace seems to be there with you.
Intriguing. So, were you created in shadow? I'm going to try to say to the mace. I don't know if it's sentient or not.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean,
And the mace will not speak, but you will feel what appears to be like a large flipper, like on your shoulder.
It's actually just this.
And as you turn around, it is a sea lion. Just in the area, sort of floating around.
very well.
And it will speak. So, you are the one that was in my waters.
Yes, we had to travel through. I pray that we did not disturb.
No. I just keep inventory of those who are in my domain.
Yes. We are trying to clear the area of some presence that you may have noticed, possibly a giant skull.
Yes. It has been causing plenty of trouble. It's disturbed many of the spirits and creatures in the waters.
Is that what is further this way? I'm going to point down the trail.
Yes, precisely.
Is there anything that you know of it, perhaps that could give us some insight as to how to fight it, or what it is?
I'm not sure, but I do know that sometimes I can hear wailing, pained moans of agony.
Huh. Are we? Is it okay for us to rest here for a while?
Okay. Ed will say, yes, you are not like most intruders. You have permission to stay.
I appreciate that.
What intrigued me, though, is your curiosity. I happen to be quite curious myself. It is
about what exactly?
this mace, is it?
Yes, this. I found it, liberated it from the hands of some fiends that were working for some demon. And it appears to have some qualities of shadow.
Yes. So as the sea lion says, yes, it will hold its flipper thing,
Yeah.
and it'll be like, "May I take a look?"
Sure.
As soon as it takes a look, it will disappear into shadow. As soon as you hand it to him.
The mace and the
No, just the mace. And he'll say, "I see. It has quite a bit of properties of the plane of shadow. And those that come from it."
Huh.
Hmm.
Okay, so like what?
What? If you want to write the stat sheet down, it seems to have a connection to the plane of shadow. And I sense that you may also have that.
I was gifted some, I guess, essence of shadow that I drank internally. And so now I have more of an affinity with shadows, yes.
No, it is something beyond that.
There are other powers that may influence mortal lives.
I see.
Oh, you're
Why
talking
don't
about
you
that one
call it again?
Okay, I'm going to try to reach out to the mace.
And so it'll appear right back in his hand.
Ah,
Yes. Well, you are attuned to it. It is your mace. And it seems to be capable of becoming one with the shadows.
that does seem like it would suit me.
Yes. It seems to also be able to travel as it's handing you back the mace.
All right, I'll take it.
Travel through the shadows.
Similar to what I can do. Interesting.
Yes.
All
That
right.
is very interesting. You've got quite a fine weapon there.
All right, thank you. I do appreciate it.
It pleases me to see someone as, pure of heart to wield a fine weapon.
Thank you. I will try to come up with an appropriate name for it.
Yes, you should. But you should also look for someone that knows more of the plane of shadow.
That is a good suggestion. I will do that.
Yes, I feel as though you may get great insight about yourself as well. And as the sea lion says that, it'll just leave.
Farewell. All right.
As it's happening, we cooked up a bomb dinner. It's fantastic.
The matchup is going to smash.
Yeah, just go ahead and take it.
Yeah, before that, I was gonna tell him. So, I may or may not have used up all the cinnamon and vegetable oil.
Well,
So,
luckily, I have some.
yeah.
Luckily, I have some, but we must be sparing with the rations since.
Well, I was trying to save Chaho from the spiders.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
It was an ordeal. So we eat.
A vegetable.
Vandra is sitting by the fire as we're eating, talking to Wahuru more about names for the team and like coming up. So if the halflings were to need to attack, what should we call them? So they're just talking.
Yeah, me.
They're talking about
You
that.
can call it half attack. I was saying, come on, guys. Halflings attack.
Then they know that.
Half
Yes,
attack.
we definitely need something that
Then you can
only
call it
we
full
know.
attack. They won't even have a clue.
That's hilarious, Maratopa. But no.
Gotta work with me here.
As Vandra is talking, normally Vandra doesn't talk much unless it's about battle. As Vandra is talking more about just cooperation and teamwork and stuff, you guys will notice that just mid-sentence, he just turns into Jade. Then he's just talking as if he didn't even notice while he's talking to you guys. And then,
You all right there, Jake?
yes, Yeah, I'm fine. I am Jade. Huh. That's something.
Nice.
All right.
Jade, I'm running on Solomon.
Money not Solomon. And you continue about that. Until it's time for the watch. So after that, I mean, Vandra's little Jade is going to go to sleep.
So after, so during the watch, I'm gonna make sure my stuff gets dry and
Mhm.
you know, gear up and everything like that. So that's all I'll be doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll my
Insight.
insight during the watch. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was gonna also.
So,
26.
I was also gonna like stay up because I didn't take much damage.
okay. Oh, so you're going to take a watch?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna do the second watch.
I was hoping not to take a watch. I was just trying to do something.
Oh, okay. You can stay up
Yeah.
then. Well, while you're on watch, and are you staying up with Matatopa but trying not to like let it be known?
No, it's fine if he knows. I'm
Oh.
gonna stay up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it.
You're just gonna
stay up.
work out.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna do my daily workout. But before that, I'm gonna try to make the clone.
Okay.
Last time there was like the pumping thing.
Yeah.
Level 1. So,
Okay. Yeah, and practice up on the clone.
I can't read that.
Four.
Okay. That should be 30. No. 29.
So what are you doing to make the clone?
Cut my hand and then push down and focus on like bringing life into it through my blood and the earth.
Okay.
Just molding life.
Yeah. This time you'll feel it form, and it doesn't do the heartbeat thing again. You'll feel it form and then dissipate.
That really sucks. I didn't make a clone anymore.
Gotta keep practicing.
Yeah, keep at it.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
Um.
I was gonna try one more time. And
Yeah,
then my day
yeah.
would go. Okay. So. Hey,
Ooh,
11.
11. He put a weight on his dice.
36.
With an 11, it seems to form like completely and then look at you. And right as it looks at you, and you open your mouth and it does it at the same time, it dissipates again.
Progress.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do my workout and go to sleep.
Okay. Matatopa and Bloodstar will notice during the watch that the cave gets chilly, like really chilly.
It's like it'll pull me down hard.
Well,
Crunches.
you're so cool, actually,
You're so
that
cool.
you start seeing snowflakes falling.
Hydration.
It's snowing in the Unterwild.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna get up and go to Manitoba and be like, "It's snowing."
Why is it snowing?
I have no idea.
As you guys start talking about the snow, it begins to fall more. Like there's way more snow, and the snow that is normally white, like as it's falling, is now pink, and it's like going into shades, and it gets dark gradually until it's red, and the red snow falls.
So, how is everybody sleeping?
With the
Everyone's
snow.
just sleeping.
Like, no, like I mean, like position wise.
I mean,
Assuming
Jade
around the
was
fire.
near the fire.
Am I
Okay.
covered in snow now?
Yeah, it is there. Like there aren't like tents or anything. It's just.
Well,
Just
normally
kinda
we
out.
set up with tents. I
But
thought
we-
we just did the regular.
We just didn't. Nobody. I mean, we were
Yeah, that's
not
what-
expecting it to snow
Yeah,
in a
so I
cave.
mean, then there are no tents.
Okay.
We've been snowed
So
on.
I'm gonna try and shoot my blood at them, but like
No.
not like hostilely shoot it, just like
You're just gonna cover me in
No.
blood.
All right.
yeah.
Go
'cause,
ahead
like,
and
no,
roll.
think about it. Like when you want to wake something up, you pour water on it, but it's
But
blood.
there's
What?
water.
There
Anyway,
literally is.
Why don't you go and see if you can gather some more wood to stoke the fire a little bit more?
I mean, you should probably wake them up though.
Well, yeah, I was going to wake one of them up to start setting up the tent.
Man, I can.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to wake up?
I don't know. Which one of you got wood last time?
Reaper.
Okay. Then him.
Okay.
Okay.
He's gonna get mad at me.
Roll.
I'll just. Can I try and wake up? I'm covered in snow.
4,
Do you have light sleeper?
20.
Oh,
I mean,
and
if I was
Reaper
like,
has light
nice
sleeper.
snow.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
So
I didn't think
you
about that.
roll. How many? It's 1d4 for you.
Well, I was
many
trying to.
shards
I was
you
trying
have.
to make it not hurt.
Yeah. How many shards does it make for you?
Well, I'm able to control what it looks like, so I'm gonna make it like blunt.
How many
That way it
shards
doesn't
does
stab.
it make for you?
Okay.
2. Okay. And that's a d4 of damage for each one.
Yeah.
Roll your damage.
So it won't be that bad.
2.
See,
One,
only
so
3
3.
damage.
Okay. Okay.
As you stab him in his sleep.
So
No, it's just
as
like
Reaper is sleeping, he just gets attacked by 2 things, and he wakes up and he grabs Clungiel and he goes, huh.
hey, we need more wood because it's snowing.
And then he wipes off. Is this blood?
Yeah, I woke you up.
Ew.
Yes. Quickly find some wood and Belac. Why don't you go ahead and start setting up the tent then?
So Reaper
Okay.
in his regular attire will just like teleport to the water and teleport back out. And then
Now you got to get dry all again.
that's fine. At least the blood's not on me. And then he'll walk through
He's
good
got
wood.
that like. Come on. It's just a little bit of blood. Come on. He
And
was
then-
literally in a pool of my blood.
I'm just saying, I feel like that's how he would respond. So,
He just like wiped it off.
yeah. So, he's going to get. He's got some wood, but he's having some trouble.
You do a craft for the
Oh, yeah.
tent.
Yes, yes.
Do you have an investment in craft?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
There's crap. There. What did I get? 3? That's gonna be an 18.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
I have a pretty good craft.
So you're putting up the tents as that's happening, and then Reaper will come back with
More
some wood.
Okay.
What else are you guys doing? Reaper goes, why does it's like red snow? What
That's
is
what I was going
happening?
to ask. Has anybody ever heard of?
Hence why
I guess I'm gonna roll learning or
Somebody
to
used
see
to
if
live
I've
in
ever heard of
Wild,
anything.
but you'll never woke him up.
That is true, but I didn't think about that. So somebody should have said something, and then I might have thought about that.
Yeah,
It's too late now.
too late.
I'm gonna roll learning.
Hey,
To
what
see
we
if
woke
I've
up
ever-
different?
You got a 1.
I have not
everyone.
ever heard of it snowing under.
Yeah, I was gonna shoot him real quick.
Just real- oh my gosh.
All right, well,
Okay, it has proven to be effective. So we might as
Anyway,
well.
Reaper's gonna roll impulse to stop you.
I'm gonna be shivering in my sleep.
He rolled an
well, you
8,
shouldn't. There's a tent,
I
and we
rolled
got
11.
more.
Get out.
Oh, there was a
but
thing?
his
Oh.
impulse
he
is
just
higher
put
than
his
yours.
Okay, it is not
Yeah, it
Well,
is.
still,
3
it's
points
full.
higher than mine.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and we just banked the fire, so I mean, more fire.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
His
not towards the
impulse
fire
is
would be a little
21.
Yeah,
Let me shiver in my sleep.
Right?
probably higher.
Actually, it's 22.
Yeah, probably higher.
Do you think that the sleepers should try to wake up
Yeah. So
as it's gotten colder?
Well, I was about to shoot them.
Reaper is now
Ah,
has tried to stop him and has succeeded. And then he'll say, "I got this," and
Sneak
so
attack.
he'll start
I'm gonna do it
teleporting to each one of them,
should
shaking
be
them
allowed.
why
away
teleport? They're just.
because he likes
stealthily. It's
teleporting,
quicker.
and he's just teleporting. to each-
I mean, there's no
That's
reason
what
not
he
to.
literally. That's what he likes to do. Every time he gets a chance, he wants to teleport. So
I mean, there's no reason not to, and it's quicker.
So Reaper has successfully woken everyone else up.
I could have done too, but
I
I did it at the exact same time.
So, have any of you guys
What is
ever
this?
experienced snow in the Unterland?
Before I
Jade
talk
will
again, I
reach
have to
a hand
roll learning or no knowledge
What?
to see if I do know.
How much snow is there?
That would
Like
be
last week type of snow, or just
19.
Like it is now like heavy snow. You said 19.
Yep.
in your time in the Unterwild, you've seen it snow. How old are you? You're 17?
Kaliff, I guess if a year passed, he would be 18. But, yep. Okay.
He's 18.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so you've literally only seen this once.
Oh.
Right? Yes, because that's what, yes, you've literally only seen this once. The same time of year when you were 5, like just turned 5.
Oh.
And you were in the tunnels. And it was explained to you that the blood moon sometimes has an effect on the weather and the Unterwild during the winter.
We missed the
Oh.
Well, fear not. I will cast inner heat
Oh.
to
Okay.
help stave off.
I can cast cold and place.
Alright. Vandra's gonna cast Ash Ignite to just try and bolster the fire. Everyone go ahead and just roll to
Roll that spell dominance for me.
yeah.
Alright, I got a 10, you got a 6. So I had
Is it safe to say you just don't hit me?
36.
What?
What? Who are you casting it on?
Inner heat. It's just a bit
Well, actually, it's 2 willing people.
yeah.
So I was going to do myself and
Whoever else is
whoever
willing.
wants.
I'll take
Some
it
inner
because
heat.
I can do
Chill.
cold and cloak, which means you registered the cold but you don't feel it.
Get it?
So
Chill.
anyway, as we are casting, we realize that normally we feel some sort of connection to
The shadow
magic
sea.
and the shadow sea. We don't.
Uh,
That's why.
so does this? The magic just doesn't work.
Yeah, like
Why?
just no nothing.
Would I know anything about that? Is the Unterland? I can do learning.
You know, that's crazy.
Actually, we should all be able to roll learning now.
Yeah, we can roll learning.
Yeah.
Or
I
What is it?
meant to say knowledge, but learning works.
no, it's learning.
Okay.
What is it?
You've got a 3.
You want to go ahead and roll for me?
I'll let
Got it. Alright.
Total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a 10?
You and I didn't.
25.
Okay, so
Um,
Manitoba.
19.
Let me roll for
So
Reaper.
hey,
Just
Amika
10.
was asking, is the snow magical in any way, or is it just weird, a weird color?
Oh, isn't it because of the blood moon?
Say that louder.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
What?
I know why we can't do the thing.
Yeah. See,
Just
so the snow is not
Oh,
necessarily
it's-
magical. That's you guys got that out again. Your rolls didn't say exactly. So the roll, the snow
Okay,
isn't
hold on,
that's
necess-
something I
Hold on.
the snow isn't necessarily magical, but it is an effect of something that is kind of like
I feel like that'd be a knowledge
which is
roll
the
versus a learning
blood,
roll.
which is the blood moon. Well, here's the thing, something that we've encountered once that we don't like have because all of us are fairly young. The only person that would have an opportunity to encounter it twice is Manitoba.
Well, I've counted it. I encountered it when I was like 13.
You're 26,
No, you're not.
No.
right? That's what I'm saying.
I was 9.
Because it's every. It's
Yeah,
everything.
you guys
Also,
have
it's a
encountered
big
it
part
once.
of like my culture, considering.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, but
Well, that's why you still have to roll learning to
I feel
remember
like
if
it's
you
knowledge.
remember it.
yeah. Anyway, so Manitoba and Reaper.
Oh.
Yes, Manitoba and Reaper will remember something about what was said for the blood moon and,
Oh, and
spell.
Its impact on mages.
Yes.
How for the first
You're a tramp.
2 weeks of its advent over Mythandria, we don't have access to the Shadow Sea.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It was-
Hold on. And then Vandra's gonna try and enter the Shadow Sea.
Wait,
As
that
he
makes my
said,
quirk
he had-
useless.
As he said he had learned how to enter the Shadow Sea.
Ah.
So he'll try to enter, and he cannot.
No go.
Is there enough snow for me to make a snowball?
I'm
I mean,
assuming
yeah, I guess,
that
yeah,
is,
you
but
can-
my concern is
I'm not going to. I just want to know.
what are we about to face?
And
without
we don't have
spells?
magic.
Wait, hold on. This could be our chance. Because he also doesn't have access to magic.
Yes, but
True.
are we really?
Which
I mean-
means we don't know what effect that has on the Kadash Violin.
Well,
That is-
physically,
that is
That
true.
could be very good for us.
Well, but Jade says, do we think physically that we can take them all?
physically we've been able
I
to
got
fight
it.
the Kadash before.
I've never buffed myself using.
As you
during
guys
the
are
Kadash
talking,
Violin, so yeah.
Jade turns into Vandra, and Vandra goes, I wanted to test my strength. Just my strength.
You're going to get your opportunity to do so.
Oh wait, what's that one thing called?
All the more reason for us to get a good night's rest.
Yes.
Guys,
I think that
check your packs and make sure you have some potions of vitality and stuff. If we need to maybe spread them out.
I do.
I
I
have
have.
2d8s.
I am rolling in potions.
I have 8 2d8s and 2 3d8s.
Okay.
Jeez.
I have 6 2d8s, 2 3d8s, 2 1d8s.
Okay, all right. So we're good then. And how many do you have?
I have 2 2d8s.
Here,
Oh yes, let us give you.
I'll give you 2 3/8s, and that'll take me down to 5.
I'll give you 2 and 1. That'll take me 96.
Wait, so
I
have
will
what,
give you
5 now?
1
So I have 5 2d8s and a d8.
No, I gave you 3d8s, 2 3/8s.
Oh.
Not 3d8s. I'm raising 2.
3
Where's my
2d8s?
pencil go?
2
I don't know.
3d8s.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I have 2 3d8s, 4 2d8s, and a 1d8.
Write it down.
Yeah. And
Where's
Vandra
that
will say,
pencil? Where's my pencil?
well, you
Here.
just use it.
Okay.
Was this yours?
No.
Oh, can you hand me the pink one? I thought that was mine.
All right,
I'll just work.
it twists other way.
Oh.
Are you good?
Yeah.
So I have 5 of them left.
Okay. I have 9.
Okay. So then I think we're good
I think
on
we
that.
should be good on potions.
Okay. So
Okay, so I'm going to go to Rastilian. And like I'm gonna say, do you think that you're ready to make an attack now? Because if we attack at night, we could have the stealth advantage. Plus, we do get a boost at night. We're most effective during the night.
And Rastilian will say, I think while we are most effective at night, maybe it would be better if the whole group attacked at night. That way we can maximize our natural abilities against the enemy.
I think that would be a good idea. Also, we need to plan. So why don't you two and perhaps Jade, why don't you guys maybe be sort of like an advanced team using stealth to at least locate the guy and maybe come back and let us know so then we can plan on how to hit him.
You guys get ready to go.
Jade.
Dang it.
I mean, we're not planning on going now. We're still going to sleep here and everything.
Yeah, but when they do, I'm
You're
going to
telling me
cast
the weakest
Taggle.
link.
You can't cast
I
anything.
can-
Yes.
You are.
I wasn't going to.
The weakest link.
No. I'm going to say, I'm going to turn to Vandra and in halfling say, for this mission, you are an honorary halfling.
And like, and trying to save face naturally as Vandra, as the first signs of a smirk appears, he turns quickly into Jade and goes,
And Mika Butler says, if you don't have access to magic, the next battle will be brutal.
I
yeah,
don't use magic
Yeah.
either way, so it'll be fine for
And-
me.
Magic Black, Savage Black said, at Mika Butler, tell me about it.
yeah,
So yeah.
Wait, that
You
means
guys
that
are right.
during the blood moon, people who have like wands are way more powerful
yeah.
because they have magic. that
They
nobody
have.
else has.
Yep, they do.
That's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we still have our magic items.
Yeah,
And
but
we
like,
still
But
have
yeah, we
like
can't
magic
cast.
resistance.
yeah, but like we can't just like fireball.
Wait,
you know?
Yeah.
do we have magic resistance?
We
in
always have
Blood
magic
Moon?
resistance because that's part of the core.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not really useful.
Unless, I mean, well,
Unless
no,
we're
because if
fighting
you have a
them.
parchment,
Yeah.
you know, because the spell is contained in the parchment. So,
Yeah, like a parchment or a wand.
Yeah.
The time we would actually use it during
Yeah.
tournament.
I think so. That's what we're. I'm assuming we're talking about this in game. So
yeah.
So Jade is going to say, maybe we should get used to saving spells. I mean, I hear the blood moon comes around every 13 years.
Yep.
That gives us 13 years to prepare for these 2 weeks. Along our journeys, maybe we can find a way to sort of stave some spells or charge some wands or
I
something.
agree. Yeah. Like, it would have been a great idea, Reaper, if we would have figured out a way to charge your wand.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
dang it!
Yeah.
That's what I said. But yes, I think we should look into that.
So maybe if we do get further enhancements on our weapons, maybe one of them will be like, maybe we embed a different spell in each of our weapons.
And I wonder if we can do that. Maybe we can embed a spell or an ability. I've been thinking about and he'll hold up his scimitar. I wonder if I can place my breath weapon into it.
Ah, interesting.
I have been hoping to make so I'm gonna finally show the party that I'm gonna pull out a sack that I've had hidden away and open it, and there's gonna be 3 dragon scales inside. 3 bigger dragon scales, like big-ish. And so I'll say these were given to me by a dragon that I met, Celestial. And
Yes,
like,
they
so, yeah.
seem to just.
Medic dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was pretty cool.
Just.
She did get mad at me one time, and it was really scary. So that's scary.
What did you
But
mean a dragon?
You know, places.
yeah.
As you do. Just about, you know.
Yeah.
I just saw it one time.
Alright.
So I've been hoping to make a shield, but with a sword on it. So that way, I don't have to waste space on a sword or a shield. So then I'll have one hand free to use my blood, and one hand with a shield and a weapon.
That's
So it's going to be a shield
It'll be a shield with a sword on it.
with like a spike.
Yeah.
Ah.
What if-
Or it'll be a shield with just like sharp edges.
Or what if we made a contraption? I had been learning about some things, and I know there are 2 races that can make some awesome stuff, from what I can gather. There are the Drek.
Which you, out of game, you would be familiar with because of where you come from.
Right.
There are the Drek. I don't know much about them, but I hear that technologically they're the most advanced. And then I see that a lot of dwarves seem to really get into blacksmithing that we've run into. I mean, Midris has been super helpful to us. I'm wondering if maybe we find a Drek that could make that shield for you. And perhaps the shield could be retractable. And some sort of alloy that makes it lighter.
Yes.
That sounds
I'm
like a
not
wonderful contraption for Belac.
What if it was made out of
Well, using your dragon scales, I mean, they can be made into just about anything.
Well, yeah, but they aren't big enough for a whole shield.
Well, we don't know that yet.
They could be.
I
Yeah.
have no idea yet.
They're from a dragon.
They
For
are
you, a
from
shield
a-
is not.
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like
You know, for you, a shield is.
you
like
said that they were like smaller.
Well,
I assumed like they
yeah.
would be like,
I mean, they weren't like huge, but they were like a dragon scale. You know.
Plus, like
Like
your
a full
stats,
size,
you
yeah.
don't need much of the material in order to make a blade.
well, I was gonna say Cataglass for the shield, and then
Oh.
Dragon Scale for the blade, and then I can keep the other 2 for.
Speaking of Cataglass,
Mhm.
I've been wanting to get a Cataglass wand. Like,
I'm going to roll
Something we
insight to
can
make
charge.
sure nothing's sneaking up on us while we're
Yes.
talking.
You know, I like how this went from us trying to sleep to us just
Well,
talking about things.
I mean, but this is important. We need to get our.
I just want to make sure we
straps
don't get shanked while we're
Yeah,
sitting there
yeah,
talking.
straight. So what was your insight?
I don't know because I didn't roll it yet.
Say.
Oh, that was the old roll. Okay.
It's the white
You got a 5.
one.
All right, so it's 23.
7.
Okay.
22.
With that, you don't hear or see anything.
Okay.
38.
You don't see anything.
Okay.
And as we're talking, Vandra will say, I've been having some major thoughts about how we can bolster our equipment. This ring, and he'll show the vampiric ring that he has. I've been wanting to enchant this more. Maybe strengthen its abilities. And then I've told you about my sword. But the reason I wanted a cataglass wand, one, I thought they looked very, very cool. And secondly, something tells me that cataglass really has some sort of connection with magic that we don't know about. It seems like one of the materials in Mithrandia. This is Vandra spitballing. It seems like one of the materials in Mithrandia that, if magic were to be conducted like water and electricity, that cataglass has that ability.
If you want something like that engineered, you were speaking of dwarves in the Drek. In Kumumba from the Zulu Nation, if we ever head there, I'm sure I could find an old friend of somebody who could help us create those things.
Really?
Yeah.
There are Drek there?
Mm-hmm. Drek and dwarves. It's, Zulu's pretty diverse nation. In Kumumba, in the Antlion, there's a pretty large array of races for the place.
Yes, there
Well,
are gnomes and all that.
if we survive whatever it is that we're going to face, then I would like to visit.
Well, the last time we discussed the Zulu Nation, didn't we say their borders were closed because of the plague?
That was Chaluk'Sen.
Ah.
Yes, the Zulu actually sent in people to help.
Wait, hold on. Out again.
Oh.
Did Belac and Rastilian ever tell you guys that the plague was cured? Do you guys know that?
Out of game, no, you did not.
Oh. Should probably
Well,
say something
we've
about it.
overheard because you've talked to people.
Oh, that is
about-
right.
But you
you're
didn't
talking
tell
to
us
the,
directly.
You're talking to the Anataha.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's
we
probably
heard.
so. Yeah, about the plague, the halfling ritual that me and Rastilian engaged in seemed to have worked, and it seemed to have at least lessened the effect of it.
Wow.
Out of game. Well, never mind. That's what you would say in game because that's what you believe. Yes.
So,
Huh.
That's
Interesting.
really helpful.
that's good.
So then,
Warriors to fight the
if we destroy these Kadajalin, then the people
Should
will
be
be able to
okay.
get back to full health.
Theoretically.
That's good news.
Very good.
Unfortunately, this was poor timing.
Yes. Well.
He says, looking up at the red
Yeah.
snow.
The question is it poor timing for us or the enemy?
I
well,
fear
let's-
both.
Let's hope it's more for him. Yes.
Also, guys, I have an idea.
Yes.
Belac will reach down and make a snowball. Now, hear me out.
Defensive stance immediately.
What if we use snow to pick up snow?
What are you talking about?
What if we use snow to blind them? Get in their eyes.
Use snow as a cover, or
Yes, and get in their eyes. Things like that.
Pocket sand.
Use the environment more in fighting.
we
I
may
can
lot of
have
the time we
to.
see
just
that.
Fight.
Yeah.
We may have to be more strategic. I'm not against that.
I would.
I just use snow as an example
Yeah.
because it's relevant situation.
I could see that.
We may need to tailor our strategies more to the environment and our strengths, like Matatopa stepping into the shadows, or Kaliff and his climbing abilities, and Reaper being able to teleport. Things of that nature. I think if we play our cards right, we may be able to initially catch the enemy off guard and hopefully subdue or eliminate the enemy.
As we talk, I'm going to be rolling up a couple of smaller snowballs.
Yeah.
Not real big. And I'm going to walk over and dip them in the water. And I'm going to hope that they freeze. Like I'm going to set them aside and let them freeze.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Water.
Okay. There, yeah.
All right.
That's working for you.
Oh, anyway, yeah, weren't we, the halflings, going to go on a mission to scout out in?
Well, I think when we wake up and get ready to go, because right now we're still in the secret tunnel, so we don't know where the end of the secret tunnel is.
And I will say, since I am not as stuffy, although I have been working on it, should the enemy find me, you and Reaper should hurry back to Wahuru. I feel as though I could distract them if we need to buy some time for you guys to get here.
Well, don't just say that. Why can't you all come back to us? Then we can fly together.
Have an idea.
We're better with Wahuru than alone, Vandra.
I have an idea that could be really bad.
Then it's probably not a good idea.
But let me explain.
You start with it that way.
Let me explain. I think I should. Whatever. If I can make a clone again, I could send that in by itself, and then turn it into something small, and then spy on the enemy.
That is not a bad idea. But
it could also
short term, instead of Jade going with, what if you perhaps partnered with Chaha'o, and maybe even Stitch to sort of cover the rear or the side action, and then the two of us can advance on the main body.
Well, I'm not sure that I'm not sure how useful Stitch will be.
I mean, in the last fight, he was the only one who.
Yeah. And Stitch is gonna be like, I'm renowned. I'm renowned.
Well, he was also enraged under my spell.
Also, keep in mind, he does have the arrow given to us
Stitch
by
does have the arrow.
That's why he shouldn't be up front, because we have to wound this thing first.
I guess I shall protect him.
With Chao,
yes.
If that is what you would have to view it as.
I think Chao
alone
probably
could protect Stitch. I feel like that's fair. Well, maybe I should take the front lines. Team Strong.
No offense,
very well.
Vandra. Chao is a much more effective fighter based on the last battle, so I think you should stay back in.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say Chao did take a lot out. However, Vandra was outputting a lot of damage.
She took out like 3 people per turn, and you took out like
2 to 3. But it is now. It is yes. I see the.
I was gonna.
So with that, we will end with Wahuru trying to formulate their strategy. We do have some questions though for today's stream. Question numero uno. Okay, where have we heard of such an item? Referring to the arrow.
What do you mean?
Where have we seen or encountered an item like that?
And this one, think not only Wahuru, but just what you guys have experienced out of game as well.
Yeah. What I'm thinking most closely to is one time we had a one-shot back at the place we used to record. It was like a one-time stream thing. There was I forget exactly what it was, but it was some sort of entity. I'm trying to think. There's the Nexlings, and then there's the prawn. and it was like this thing that was invisible, and it stopped time just to show itself to us, and it gave us like a crystal that we had to like shoot at the big bad guy at the he was writing something, and that was the only way we
Yeah,
could kill
it
him
was.
like that.
It was a Hiroshima that we had to
Yep,
attack.
I wanted to say Hiroshima, but I didn't want to be wrong about that.
Yeah, and then the thing that he was talking about, it was like something that's naturally invisible, and then has to focus really hard to be seen.
Actually,
Yeah,
It gave us like a crystal that was.
that we had to shoot at the thing.
Well, we didn't know that. It just said if you have a powerful foe, this will help you defeat it.
and I'll let Maritopa explain why it may have been invisible to us.
So it's the creature's called a chasm,
Uh,
and chasms aren't technically invisible, but they've been granted by their creator the ability that when you see them, your eye just won't focus on them. So your eye just wants to look beyond them, and so they have to focus, sort of to be able to concentrate, to slow down like their molecule movement, so your eyes can actually focus on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the chasms. They are the unseen.
You guys, let me just write down. I'll just keep track of the. That was pretty nice. All right.
I brought that up first.
oh yeah,
What-
no, I definitely wouldn't have had
What's the arrow made of?
The arrow.
Oh, it was made of the current one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It was made of spiders and the weapon.
Okay.
But someone else can go. I'm still thinking.
Okay.
So you said that it was like straight up solid black, and even I'm not gonna try and pull up her name because I forget. But the spider, the great spider, it was like talking about how we were going to use this to avenge the dead or the fallen. And so I feel like in some sort of way, it's almost like made up of the souls of, maybe not the souls because that would be in Guta, but like it has some sort of spidery essence in it. Like maybe there's like spider power impacted into it. I'm unsure.
Okay.
I think that it's just the dead bodies of the spiders that were taken.
Okay. Who are the syndicate fighting?
Is it
Do do do.
No.
You just keep dumping it on me, bro. Okay.
I'm saying
I
you
was
can
going-
go, not you have to.
Okay. I'm gonna take a pretty wide shot at this.
Okay.
Well, because of the way that the Zrill were like kind of staying away from the ash, like that pile of ash, and what was I gonna say? The way they were staying away from the pile of ash, it almost, plus they didn't know where it came from exactly. I'm going to say that they were fighting the syndicate's enemy, and that those were the vampires, and that they might have witnessed some of the damage that the vampires were able to cause, and the fact that the syndicate might have had trouble with that, and so using that knowledge, sort of, yeah, I'm gonna say they're vampires.
Okay.
No, they were fighting Zero.
Okay. All right. Based on your answers, everyone will get a total of 3 EP. I guess I won't reveal.
Yeah.
Anything.
Leave that for next time.
Yes.
Oh wait, what?
So everyone will get a total of 3 EP for the answers, and part of me is like, should I just like have everyone roll to see what we roll, or should I just have
Yeah,
someone
I'll just
roll
roll
a
a D20.
D6? Well, no, everyone roll me a D8.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't do too much this time.
Yeah.
No, we communicated. We showed.
We did have a good conversation.
Okay,
Yeah.
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
I rolled 6.
Okay.
We showed.
You gotta roll
Cam
for
fam.
Maritopa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got an 8. Maritopa, you got an 8.
All right.
Okay. You and Maritopa gotta roll again.
Okay. I got a 5, and Maritopa got a 2.
Okay. Maritopa. You hand this over to Maritopa will get to roll that for us today.
All right.
Do it.
Let's see what we got.
2.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
So
That's right.
2. All right, Cam Fam, and that will conclude this session of Evermore with EverLore. It's been fun. It's been real. Your host, Uriah, aka Vandra/Jade. Be sure to check us out on ManChildLTD.com. We got some awesome things in store for you. Check us out on YouTube, ManChild LTD. Be sure, if you're already on YouTube and not watching this live, check us out on twitch.tv/EverLore Game on Sundays at 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also be sure to check us out on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at EverLore Game.
That's right.
We love to talk to you guys. We love the feedback. And we love the conversation. And Cam Fam, remember, no matter who you are, this
This
game
game is for you.
That's right, Cam Fam. We'll see you.
So,
Farewell, Cam Fam.
see you.